Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and it is Saturday night, the first live stream show I am doing in the month of October 2024, my favorite month, in my favorite time of the year, autumn. This is it. The greatest holidays of all time, which is All Hallows Eve, followed by All Souls Day, and then finally November the 2nd, the Day of the Dead. And then after that, Thanksgiving, I gorge myself, usually at my sister's house. And then after that is Krampus Day, winter solstice, followed by Winter Solstice Yule, Krampus Day, my mentor, Krampus. Anyway, let me say hello to my friend Gabrielle Salaya from Buckeye, Arizona. How are you doing tonight? It's been pretty hot in Arizona and southern Nevada by Las Vegas. It's been over 100 degrees. Now, don't tell me anything about the matches, because after I go off the air, I am going to watch the pay-per-view, what is it, Bad Blood, on Daily Motion for free. If it's free, it's for me. All right. Now, oh, my throat's bothering me a little bit. I'm going to have some organic green tea. This one in particular is Paul Newman brand organic green tea, where the profits go to charity. All right. Here is to the month of October. Ah, that definitely helps my throat. So what's going on, everyone? We are live streaming on YouTube and my Facebook profile. not that I really wanted to stream on my Facebook profile, but I tried doing it on Instagram and it didn't work. I tried doing it on what's that again? On Daily Motion, and it didn't work. I tried doing it. Let's see. Well, I can't do it on. I can't do it on. What do you call TikTok, because they have their own. They're very, very, very picky about letting people live stream on TikTok. And what's the other one? That it didn't work. Yeah, for the most part, it didn't work on the other social media platforms. Now, I used to live stream on Twitter before Elon Musk decided to charge people a fee by upgrading their account and paying him, like Mark Zuckerberg paying him every month to be able to live stream on Twitter. But before that, I was live streaming my shows on Twitter for a very long time. So it was before it was YouTube and Twitter, which I loved. But Instagram would have been good. I followed the instructions exactly, right to the letter, and it didn't stream, nor did it save my live stream on Instagram. So, but on humble Facebook, it works. All right. Yes, that's right. Gabriel Salaya's birthday is coming up towards the end of October, right? That's right. You were born in the best month. That's right. You're gonna turn, what is it, the big 30? Yes, my moth. October of October I was born. What do you mean moth? You're the Mothman? You ever see that? You ever read the history of the Mothman prophecy and see the horror movie? You're the Mothman. That's right, the Mothman of Arizona, Gabriel Salaya. Oh, you mean month? I know. I'm only teasing you. You're not the Mothman. Oh man. Let's see where we're gonna start. We'll start with this idiot, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Unbelievable. I'm the boogeyman. Bomb, bomb, bomb. That's what I am. I'm giving you this motherfucker. I'll have to run it through twice because there's no control over the videos with Mark Zuckerberg's crap. The Eagle Beak Control Freak Geek Mark Scummerberg, Mark Doucheberg, Zucker Douche. You should see all the trouble I went through just to link my my new TikTok account to Instagram. Zuckerberg made me jump through hoops. Incredible. That's my new TikTok account, because my original TikTok account, I had over 4,000 followers, and apparently TikTok didn't like all of my massive amounts of deep, hard-hitting truth. They don't like that. You know, they just want idiots that do stupid things, that don't educate anyone. But they probably had it in for me, because there are other people that put heavy duty stuff on TikTok, and I don't see them going after them. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. Hey, Zuckerberg, let me make it bigger. How about that? Ah, you piece of shit.
Is actually healthy for us. It helps us to feed people. It helps keep people alive. It helps. The earth is more green than it was years and years ago, and that's because of the earth warming. That's because of carbon.
What an idiot. What an idiot. She's talking about global warming. Listen to this moron.
This earth warming and carbon is actually healthy for us. It helps us to feed people. It helps keep people alive. It helps. The earth is more green than it was years and years ago, and that's because of the earth warming. That's because of carbon.
Yeah, carbon my ass. I ain't gonna waste my time with this idiot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's there. Right-wing capitalism is killing off the planet Earth by letting the fossil fuel industry do whatever it wants. All right? That's what it comes down to. All right, this is an article. This is an article with no detailed photos, but they're there. Apparently, Republicans are furious with the fact that there was uncomp Donald Trump erected in Las Vegas, Nevada, or somewhere in Nevada. Let me see. Let me see. What the fuck is going on here? Or the internet is starting to bust my balls here. What's going on? Got some internet issues? Apparently. All right. We got it going on here. I don't like this. Sabotage. And look at this, New York Post. Look how they show in front of you, so you can't even read the title of the article. Look at that. 43-foot naked Nevada Trump effigy vanishes after roadside ruckus. Fuck them. They're upset. Poor things. Oh, it's a video. Oh, that's nice. Uh, but look at New York Post is keeping me
anatomically correct, is suspended from a crane as a protest, presumably, of the former president's campaign to return to the Oval Office. It's not really clear who put the statue up and how long it will remain and what the intention is, but it is drawing attention from people driving by and stopping at a popular traffic stop, truck stop, here in the Nevada desert. It'll also be interesting to see how long this statue lasts, because right now it's 104 degrees and the sun is bearing down.
Huh. Well, it's an inflatable balloon, Donald Trump. The way it seems. Let's see. Shortage of toilet paper. Again. Shortage of toilet paper again. I think it has something to do with the longshoremen threatening to go on strike. I think Pete Buttigieg settled that, from what I understand. Well, maybe I'm wrong about that. This is a YouTube. Let me bring this up. Pete Buttigieg, I think, settled that. No matter where you go, intrusively shove advertisement down your throat, in front of your face, and just shove it. They're more obnoxious about it than ever before. Now the stream is giving me a hard time. Oh boy, are we there? Okay. Okay, here we go.
Showed up expecting it, and that whole aisle empty. And let me tell you, when I was watching those videos this morning, I had to check the date.
It's crazy.
Like, is it
a flashback?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, where are we? All right, so yeah. Now, I do want to say we did find plenty of other stores that were well stocked with toilet paper, but there were some stores that we stopped by that had absolutely nothing. And experts say they can't stress enough about how pointless it is to panic buy during this port strike.
Here we go again. Deja vu, and not in a good way.
This reminds me of back in 2020, right after COVID was announced.
Shoppers like this person who wanted to remain anonymous say he was just trying to get some toilet paper.
That whole section of paper products was empty. So no paper towels, no toilet paper.
A viewer sent us this picture of where the toilet paper should be at their Arizona Costco. This isn't a local issue. Stores across the country are reporting the same problem. Strike on the East Coast. But experts say toilet paper even be impacted by this strike, as most of it's made here in the U.S. Now, before you see this story and go panic buy yourself, do know that we found plenty of other stores still stocked with plenty of toilet paper. But even taking these paper goods out of the equation, ASU logistics professors say Arizona should be okay during this port strike because our state receives global shipments from the West Coast ports, which isn't striking.
In Arizona, immediately we don't expect to see any major changes in how we do.
So before you plan to stock up on more than you need, this shopper says just don't forget that your neighbors need some too.
I was trying to get paper towels, we ended up not leaving without any.
Yeah, so don't panic. That professor says companies have been prepping for this strike all year long, so they've been stocking up on supplies and warehouses across the country, and a lot of those warehouses are even here in Phoenix, so we should be in a good spot.
Yeah, it's an important message because I'm hearing it from everybody all over the country.
My
about that.
goodness.
All right, good to know.
Well, you know what I have to say? It sounds like these companies are price gouging. That's what it sounds like. They're price gouging. There even areas of the country where if there was a strike, longshoreman strike at the docks, it's not applicable to all parts of the country. So just like they did with the bird flu concerning eggs. Okay. All right, here we go. I want to read something very special. That I think is very special. Let's see. How do I? Okay. Getting back to the issue of the toilet paper, which probably wouldn't happen. I mean, you're better off stocking up on moisten wipes. Get the flushable ones, but you can't flush them right away. You got to let them sit in the water and soften before you flush them. But the wipes, they're easier on the anus anyway. And so you can stock up on that. They work better. Remember the bird flu that caused the price of eggs to go sky high? Well, after the bird flu was over, guess what? They price gouged. They still kept the egg prices very high as an excuse. They did that many years ago when there was a drought that affected the price of produce in the United States. And after the drought was long gone and the reservoirs filled up with water from lots of nice rain, and guess what? They were still price gouging the consumer. So there is your capitalism for you. Nothing honest about it. Yes, I know. It was a typo, I know. Month, you meant to say month, not moth. October 21st, your sister's is November 25th, and your mom's birthday is December 10th. So between you, both your sisters, or just one? So you, your sister, and your mother, you're all born this pretty much the same time of year, autumn and winter. No, actually, no. You're all born in autumn because I believe the first day of winter is December 21st. 21st or 22nd. They call that the winter solstice, I think. So you were all born in autumn. Ah, how nice. You couldn't have picked a better time of year for your family to be born. Yeah, you're wise ass. You're wise ass, yeah. You're wise guy, eh? Yeah, you're wise guy. You're wise guy. Yeah, you're a smart ass, eh? You had to rub it in, right? You had to rub it in. The one with kids. Oh, so there's another sister that doesn't have kids. That's the one that lives with you and your mom? The sister that doesn't have any children? Or she's probably single or something? Let me see. Before I continue, I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, here I have to read this. This is very important. I think it's very important. It was written recently by a fine gentleman that I know, the exorcist Bishop Brian Ouellette from the hit show on the Travel Channel, Ghost Adventures. He's one of the stars of Ghost Adventures. He knows he knows me. I know him. Okay. Exorcist Bishop Brian D. Ouellette, star of Ghost Adventures. Let's talk about capitalism and politics for a moment. Capitalism is a great deal like an automobile. It's beautiful and flashy when sitting brand new in the showroom of the dealership, but once you have it, the more you use it, the more it depreciates, breaks down, and eventually fails. For example, people complain constantly today about inflation, blaming this party or that party, but never stop and think that capitalism as a system is stacked against itself. Okay. My dad used to be a champion duck pin bowler. I'm not sure what a duck pin is, but I would say it's probably an old-fashioned duck pin, old-fashioned bowling pin. All right. My dad used to be a champion duck pin bowler. Excuse me. When he participated in this, it cost 10 cents to rent the shoes, 20 cents to rent the lane. This would have been in the early 1970s. Okay, last night, Tracy, Levy, and I all went duck pin bowling for 2 hours. It cost over $200. Are you serious? $200 to go bowling for 2 hours? Get the hell out of here. That's not Bidenomics. And that's not Trump giving tax cuts to the rich. That's capitalism depreciating itself into a rusty old inoperable clunker sitting in your backyard with moss growing all over it. It does this because it is greedy. The same greed that justifies buying iPhone 16s over properly tithing to one's parish. So know that you can't blame your opposing political party for the system you yourself don't want to give up. And speaking of political parties, we are all complicit here as well. Democrats will always prefer the dumbest, most asinine Democrat in office to the smartest, most capable Republican. Likewise, Republicans will always prefer the dumbest, most asinine Republican in office to the smartest, most capable Democrat. And both will always prefer either dumbass partisan, tribalist politician to the smartest, most capable independent. That's right. Perfect example when Bernie Sanders ran for president. If you don't like the world you live in, know that you are complicit in doing this to yourself, helping to make the world what it is. This is how institutional sin works. You do this every time you cast a partisan vote. You do this every time you buy and sell a stock or a home. I wish I didn't have to be the one to point this out, but the solution to every problem always starts by recognizing what it is and where it came from. Okay. That was brilliant, as always, from the Exorcist Bishop Brian D. Ouellette, from the hit show Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Is this an article? Let's see. 2024 election meltdown. Oh, okay. Let me see what we're doing here. Gabriel Salaya says, my other sister that lives with me was born June 26th. Okay, so she's a summer girl. Yes, the one with no kids lives with me and mom, and the sitter with 4 kids, 2 boys, 5 and 6, and 2 girls, 1 and 4 months. Oh, sister, you're saying sister, okay. And 8-year-old, the 6-year-old boy turned 7 years old on October 19, 2024. It's a lot of information here that I have to process. But she has 4 children, which in this day and age is a lot of kids. But hopefully, knock on wood, she's doing okay. She's a homeowner. She's got a smart, talented family. You were telling me that one of her daughters is very artistic. The boy is also smart and talented. She's got a good family. Good. God bless them. No one is here watching. No, there's other people. They're not saying anything. You're right now. You're the only one commenting. You and me, or you and I. I'm sorry. You and I. All right. Let me move along. I just want to tell everybody that after I get through with these topics, I will play once again. I will do once again the State of the Union Tarot card reading. Well, it's done by our official artificial intelligence assistant and consultant, I should say, our artificial intelligence consultant, Lisa. And she has done this several times already. All right, let's see what's going on here.
According to former advisor to the CIA, the Pentagon, and the White House, Jim Rickards, what's about to happen in the 2024 presidential election will shake the markets and American society to its core. Jim Rickards correctly predicted the Great Recession of 2008, Trump's 2016 election, the COVID crisis of 2020, and now President Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race. On September 28, 2023, Jim published an article stating, "The Democrats can't wait to get rid of Biden. They're preparing to tell him he has to step down or at least announce he's not running. DNC rules may have to be heavily revised since it is likely that Biden will control a large share of the delegates if this substitution process occurs late in the primary season." Jim Rickards has now extended his amazing record of predictions by calling months ahead of time exactly what happened. On the afternoon of Sunday, July 21st, when Biden released a statement on X saying he was bowing out of the presidential race. Now, as chaos consumes the mainstream media over the failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump and the backroom deals Democrats pulled to prop up Kamala Harris's candidacy, today, Jim's warning all Americans to prepare for an election meltdown that could trigger a 50% stock market crash, the final collapse of the US dollar, violent riots on the streets, and even potential martial law, with the temporary suspension of some of our most fundamental rights. Jim Rickards is a lawyer and economist who's worked at the highest levels of Wall Street and international finance across 5 decades. In the 1970s, he helped the U.S. government craft the petrodollar accord, which solidified the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency. In the early 1980s, he helped end the Iran hostage crisis for the Reagan administration. In the 1990s, he worked with members of the Federal Reserve to solve the long-term capital management banking crisis. And in the 2000s, he worked with senior military leaders at the Pentagon and the highest ranks of the CIA to help prevent the next 9/11. Today, for the first time ever, he's going public with the 5 steps you need to take to protect you and your family from what could be the most dangerous crisis in our nation's history. Here's Jim Rickards with all the details.
Hi, I'm Jim Rickards, and in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to put my career on the line and expose the Democrats' secret plan to keep Trump out of the White House, even if he wins the election, which I believe will happen. You heard that right. I believe Trump will win the election, but one very real possibility that we need to consider is that he will not be allowed to take power. And it's all because of the information inside this book.
This guy's an asshole. He's an asshole. He's a stooge for the oligarch. It seems like his objective is to use scare tactics, fear-mongering to get people not to vote for the Democrat candidate and to vote for or allow the Republican to win. Let's see how we're going to do this. Hopefully this won't be too long. Trump suffers cognitive decline. Yeah. Well, I'll let it. Oh, it's a long one. I'll play some of it. Oh, man. I'll play some of it. Let's see. She's doing okay. She's a nurse. That's good. Healthcare is in high demand, Gabriel. Healthcare is very high demand. On October 25th, my sister's baby girl turns 1 year and 5 months. No, birthdays only go from year to year. What do you mean 1 year and 5 months? Your niece, her daughter, is turning 1, not 1 year and 5 months. It doesn't make sense. She's turning 1 year old. That's a very important birthday. I think that's the most fun. That's when the kids are cute and innocent, and they don't aggravate you. They're a joy. Once they hit 2 years old, 3 years old, forget it. From then on, it's stress. Oh, the baby. Okay, so she was born in May. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay.
Talk about how bad Trump's brain is right now?
I don't even know who the hell is president.
I mean, the man doesn't even drink alcohol, and yet is somehow slurring his words worse than a drunken sailor.
And you know what I'm going to let Eagle undo unless you people do.
And folks, I can't even call it cognitive decline anymore, because what Trump displayed at his Michigan rally last night was so much worse. It was essentially a cognitive explosion. Worse even than the explosions he has in his diaper. And it got so bad, as we'll see, that Fox News, for the second time this week, was forced to cut away and try their absolute damnedest to sane wash the nonsense he was spewing. So let's take a page out of the Shrinking Trump playbook here and attempt to break down Trump's cognitive dysentery. Drop a like on the video if you appreciate the coverage of Trump's further descent into madness that unfortunately you really won't see called out on the mainstream media, and let's get right into it.
This is madness!
Now, as Forrest Gump's wise mama once said,
"Almost as stupid as a stupid does."
And crazy attracts even crazier, which is why the only person who could possibly open for Trump at this event was the almost as insane, and in some ways more so, RFK Jr.
Wow, the Democratic Party spent tens of millions of dollars to defame me, to publish perjuries against me, to publish fake news against me, to marginalize me, to make me look like a crazy person.
Yeah, honestly, that was a waste of money on the Democrats' part. You don't need to spend tens of millions of dollars to make this guy look like a nut job. You just have to let him speak.
And who was the biggest perpetrator of lies during the COVID epidemic? It was the government itself. They were the ones promoting disinformation and misinformation.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that has him in check, but you're going to test it.
President, don't you want a president who believes in democracy? Teens today have 50% of the sperm count, 50% of the testosterone as teens, American teens 2 generations ago. The average girl in this country is now reaching puberty between 10 and 13 years old. That's 6 years younger than a couple generations ago, and it is the youngest of any nation in the world. We are destroying our children, and that was the major reason. His commitment, Donald Trump's commitment, to make America healthy again.
All right, setting aside Junior here talking about the sperm count of teenage boys and girls going through puberty while Trump was probably backstage making a pass at either his own daughter or a 10-year-old.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
How the is Ronald McDonald Trump gonna make the country healthy again?
What are 2 things you do to stay healthy?
Well, I used to play golf a little bit. I try and eat properly. I do the best, and I try and get some. I do, but proper hamburgers. I like perhaps all of the wrong food.
What do you think he's gonna do? Open his exclusive golf courses to everyone as part of his fight against obesity campaign? He's far too greedy for that.
My whole life I've been greedy. I've grabbed all the money I could get. I'm so greedy.
And maybe RFK Jr. would know that if his brainworm hadn't clearly done a number on his prefrontal cortex. But moving on, let's get into the main event.
But nothing is gonna slow him down. And you know what? The godly are as bold as lions. And to me, I see a President Trump.
The godly? You wouldn't know the God of the Bible if it bit you on the end of your big, long Pinocchio nose. Toots. They don't know nothing about Christianity. It's a fake cult, the godly. What a counterfeit Christian, fake, phony fraud.
Who is getting closer and closer to God.
Oh, really? Well, that's funny, because a bunch of evangelicals actually just put out a devastating ad about how they're defecting from Trump because he couldn't be further from God.
I am tired of watching meanness, bigotry, and recreational cruelty be the worldly witness of our faith to a watching world.
Hi, Mark Barden at Sandy Hook Promise here. When the gunman shot his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School on December 14th, 2012, he loaded his AR-15 with 30-round magazines so he could continue firing without having to change magazines. He fired 154 rounds in around 4 minutes and killed 26 people. And one of those 26 people was my 7.
In fact, the only way he's actually getting any closer to God is the fact that he's 78 and will soon be getting rejected at the pearly gates. Now that's a wall I can get behind. And despite that reporter claiming nothing was slowing him down, she clearly hadn't seen what we're about to, because something was definitely slowing him down, and that was himself.
We have only one good thing about this, is they make our criminals look like very nice people. These are hardened, horrible criminals. Kamala, nobody knows her as Harris. You ever use the name Harris? Say Harris. Nobody knows who the hell I'm talking about when I say Harris. It's true. You say Harris, they don't know who the hell I'm talking about. So I won't bother with the Harris. It's a nice name. I know a couple of people named Harris. It's that, but with her, you say Harris, they say, who is that? So we say Kamala. But it's bad time. She's incompetent. Have you seen her?
Who the hell is Harris? Nobody knows who she is. I can't even talk about her. By the way, have you seen this Harris lady? This man is projecting his own mental incompetence and memory issues onto his own audience. How the hell are we still here watching this man degenerate before our eyes with clear signs of cognitive decline, and yet the media has absolutely nothing to say about his degenerative, diseased brain? But Biden, the guy still currently leading the country, when he slipped up, we heard for 2 whole weeks non-stop about how he was too old and maybe he wasn't fit for office. Give me a break. Listen to this lunatic still talking about his debunked Springfield lies.
32,000 people. You have 50,000 residents. Beautiful place, beautiful, nice town, no crime, no nothing. They now have 32,000 people dumped into the town, and he's trying to say, we're working very hard to make it comfortable for them. No. Those people have to be taken out and brought back to the country from where they came. I'm sorry.
Those people that you've demonized and put in danger for the sake of fake news rage baiting all came here legally at the request of the town, boomed its economy so much they had to raise property values, and they needed more federal support to build up their community and house its regrowing population.
In the J.D. Vance campaign, we have prepared a statement. We mean no disrespect to the hardworking people of Haitian. Listen, it's simple. We love immigration. We just don't want illegal immigration. Now, the Haitian community has immigrated here legally, and we think that should be illegal. Ever since the Haitians have arrived, they've been dressing like prom every day. They're buying groceries from local businesses, and property values have skyrocketed. Oh, wait, they're going up? All right, so property values are going up because the Haitians are paying above market rent on time with money. Money that they've earned from taking black jobs, I guess. We're from the J.D. Vance campaign. That's our official motto.
And there's a great place, and they have a place like Tesla and others. They're fantastic, but
I'm sorry, Tesla? Sounds more like someone's been hitting the Kessler. But that's the thing. He doesn't drink. He's saying this stuff, slurring all his words, forgetting things, rambling, repeating the same tired lines because he is mentally ill. And because he's so incompetent, he can't even vocalize any semblance of a coherent thought or policy.
Under my plan, American workers will no longer be worried about losing your jobs to foreign nations. Foreign nations will be worried about losing their jobs to America, because we're going to take a lot of those companies back, a lot of new companies coming in. I want German car companies to be American car companies. I want them to build their cars in this country, not in Germany. I want Asian electronics companies to become Michigan electronics companies. And I want every manufacturer that has left us to be filled with regret, and you're going to become racing back after we do what we're doing.
What the hell does that even mean, Donald? I understand your affinity for the Germans, but how the hell are you going to force other countries to work against their own national interests and make them do business here? Tariffs? Really? A direct tax on American consumers that will destroy trade relations with other countries and make the U.S. a terrible place for them to conduct business so they cut their losses? You do understand that Germany and Asian electronic companies don't operate under the America First ideology because they're not America. Actually, I don't think he understands that at all. Frankly, I don't think he understands anything other than the McDonald's dollar menu. And it's just like Mark Cuban said the other day.
Think about what happens when Donald comes out and says, I'm going to put a 10% cap on credit card interest rates. the next thing that happens isn't that he explains why, it's that everybody around him explains what he says. He can't explain it for himself. Everybody's got to explain for him.
Someone always has to come in and try to explain all the shit that he's spewing because none of it makes any sense. Cue Fox News again.
She'll make a little statement and then run away.
All right, there we have it. Former President Donald Trump and the current GOP candidate for the presidency again is in Walker, Michigan right now, and he is really focusing in on this new crime data that was released from ICE.
Unbelievable. He's shot. And he accuses Joe Biden of being mentally out to lunch. I highly doubt it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, it's just a news article. It says Trump's desperate bid to overturn the election. Let's see, which is expected because he doesn't want to go to prison. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, of course he did that in 2020. He tried. I got two dating relationship. Well, they're actually very entertaining. Let me go with the Robert Reich videos, which are very good, very entertaining. Not entertaining, very educational. I'm sorry. What's going on here? All right, Robert Reich. Just want to make sure this eagle beak control freak geek has the volume on. Trump's tax lies. Oh, no.
The Trump tax cuts were a huge scam. But this November, we have a chance to end this trickle-down hoax once and for all. Donald Trump's biggest legislative achievement, if you even want to call it that, was the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The law permanently slashed corporate taxes and temporarily cut income taxes, mostly for rich individuals, through the year 2025. The results were worse than I could have imagined. Trump and his officials claimed the tax cuts would lead to corporations hiring more workers and would very conservatively lead to a $4,000 boost in household incomes.
AT&T plans to increase U.S. capital spending $1 billion and provide $1,000 special bonus to more than 200,000 U.S. employees, and that's because of what we did.
What actually happened in the years since? In AT&T's case, the company saw its overall federal tax bill drop by 81%. It spent 31 times more on dividends and stock buybacks to enrich wealthy shareholders than it paid in taxes. Meanwhile, it slashed over 40,000 jobs. That was par for the course with Trump's tax cuts. Like AT&T, America's biggest corporations didn't use their tax savings to increase productivity or reward workers. Instead, they increased their stock buybacks and dividends. Many of them, including AT&T, even ended up paying their executives more in some years than what they paid Uncle Sam. Those executives along with other high earners, then got to keep more of their earnings because Trump's tax cuts for individuals were heavily skewed toward the rich. The lowest earners, they got squat. And many middle-income families saw their taxes go up. And those supposed $4,000 raises, did you get one? The bottom line is that Trump's tax law fueled a massive transfer of wealth into the hands of the rich and powerful. Corporate profits have skyrocketed. U.S. billionaire wealth has more than doubled since 2018. The tax cuts have also added $2 trillion to the national debt so far. But that hasn't stopped Trump and the so-called party of fiscal responsibility from doubling down on renewing them.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts?
If Trump is reelected and Republicans take control of Congress, they're planning to renew the expiring tax cuts for individuals that primarily benefited the rich. This would cost $4.6 trillion over the next decade, more than double the cost of the original tax cuts. Trump has also threatened to lower the corporate tax rate even further, from 21% to 15%, which would cost another $1 trillion. It's trickle-down economics on steroids. All of this would cause the federal deficit and debt to soar, which Republicans will then use as an excuse to cut spending on government programs the rest of us rely on. But the Democrats have their own tax plan, and we can make it a reality this November. What would it do? Just the opposite. 1, it would increase taxes on wealthy individuals with incomes in excess of $400,000 a year, while cutting taxes for lower-income Americans. 2, it would make billionaires pay at least 25% of their income in taxes, still leaving them with plenty left over. 3, it would raise the corporate income tax to 28%, which is about what it was in 1990. Lastly, it would quadruple the tax on stock buybacks to get corporations to invest more of their earnings in workers' wages and productivity instead of windfalls for investors. So the real choice is between the Republicans' plan to make the rich much richer and the Democrats' plan to make the rich pay their fair share and provide what Americans need. Which do you want?
It's right on the money as always, Robert Reich. Yep. Let's see. Okay, let me bring up the second Robert Reich.
But we don't want you to live on the edge, especially during an election year. Whichever part of the mitten you're from, find out where to vote by looking here. Personally, I'd avoid this polling place. Register online or by mail by October 21st. After that, you can still register right up until or even on Election Day. But you have to do it in person with your own city or township clerk. If you want to vote from home by mail, you'll need to request your ballot by October 15th and get it in the mail by October 22nd. Make sure you follow the instructions on the outer envelope. You can also vote early, in person, from October 26th through November 3rd. Find your voting site here. Or you can vote on Election Day, November 5th. Just make sure you're in line by 8 p.m. and that you bring photo ID or proof of residency. As a swing state, Michigan could pick the next president and decide control of Congress. You gave the world Motown. Now teach the world to swing by voting. I know you Michiganders like your...
I didn't save that. I didn't save that one. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what. Oh, this is weird. This is weird. Look now Zuckerberg, piece of shit Zuckerberg. No, he was with the Bill Clinton administration. He's a professor. You're right. He became a professor after. Oh, what's for dinner? I went out to eat around the corner to this Asian restaurant that opened up. This new Asian restaurant. It's called Szechuan Mirin. Now look at this. Look at this. Censorship, right? Sensitive content. This video is covered so people can choose whether they want to see it. Now you see what Zuckerberg is doing? He's censoring the political left because he's a greedy, stingy piece of shit, multi-billionaire right-winger, and doesn't want people to be convinced to learn the real hard-hitting truth and vote other than vote against the Republican candidate. It's fucking bad.
Economy does better.
All right, I'm gonna start this from the beginning. Fucking Zuckerberg. What a hook-nosed piece of shit he really is. Trying to censor Robert Reich's video. Unbelievable. Okay.
It just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans.
Trump failed to deliver on his #1 campaign promise.
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created.
Donald Trump is now the worst jobs president in American history.
President Trump presided over a historic net loss of nearly 3 million American jobs. The worst jobs numbers ever recorded under an American president. This is no fluke. America's economy has almost always done worse under Republican presidents. A New York Times analysis found that since 1933, the U.S. economy has grown nearly twice as fast on average under Democrats. Now, Trump's defenders claim it's not his fault that the economy collapsed under his watch. It was the pandemic.
We've done a great job. The press won't give us credit for it.
But there are two big things wrong with this. First, the pandemic recession was as bad as it was because of Trump. His failure to lead with any national strategy.
You bought yourself some time and you didn't use it to prepare hospitals.
Let me just listen.
Left America in chaos throughout 2020. Long after other nations had developed coordinated testing, tracing, and social distancing plans that allowed them to reopen their economies. And secondly, even before the pandemic, Trump failed to deliver on his economic promises. As much as he liked to claim,
I built the greatest economy ever built anywhere in the world.
It just isn't true. Long before the pandemic, America's job growth slowed under Trump. America added more jobs in President Obama's last 3 years than in Trump's first 3. Even before the pandemic, most middle-class American households saw their incomes go down under Trump. Trump's major economic policy was cutting taxes on the rich and big corporations. He promised it would result in
a $4,000 pay raise.
How did that work out? Did you get a $4,000 raise? Republicans keep claiming that if we just cut enough taxes on the rich, the wealth will trickle down. But it never works.
Ronald Reagan signs into law the largest income tax cut in American history.
Wage growth slowed after Reagan's tax cuts for the rich and big corporations.
As we stand here, Americans cannot find the jobs that they need to pay their bills.
The Bush and Trump tax cuts didn't trickle down either.
Trickle down was always a big lie. It was never allowed to work, and even if it did work, would that mean that people will receive adequate wages and benefits, or would they be starvation wages? Would it be trickle down, or would it be dripping down? In this case, it never happened at all. You're lucky if it dripped down.
These giveaways to the wealthy came at the expense of investments in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, making life more expensive and difficult for everyone who isn't rich. They also exploded the debt and deficit. Reagan oversaw a 186% increase in the national debt, the biggest percentage increase in over 70 years. The Bush and Trump tax cuts that mostly benefited corporations and the rich are the main reasons why America's debt is growing faster than the economy. Republican presidents have led us into the 3 worst economic crises of the last century, and Democrats led us out of them. Republicans talk about running the country like a business, but they want to run it the way Trump ran his businesses, with massive debts, a string of failures, and payouts for the folks at the top, while workers get shafted again and again. Given Republicans' track record, why would any hardworking American put their financial security in the hands of a Republican president ever again?
Damn right. Brilliant. Robert Reich. That was great. Okay, let's see. If this one is called If Men Even Ask for This, Women Roll Their Eyes. All right, we're gonna do a little red pill, MGTOW, men going the wrong way. Segment of the show. Alexander Grace. All right, let's see what's going on here. This should be a lot of fun. I had spicy chicken with red Thailand curry over rice. That's what I had at the restaurant. Red Thailand curry. All right, it was good. I liked it. All right, now dig this. All right, the wife's friends are upset because her husband won't pay everyone's bill. See how entitled these women are? What they expect men to do everything and pay for everything, even if it's not their obligation, not their responsibility.
I'm sorry, you're the only man at this table. Why are we doing separate checks? It's all women here. We got a check.
But I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
But you invited everybody. You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you. Ernestine invited you. Okay, I'm responsible for who I brought.
Okay, you're the only man at the table. I'm sorry, hold on. We was all doing Russian roulette, paying with credit cards and all that. Now all of a sudden you want to split check? We doing split checks,
That was 2021.
Y'all
okay?
wait.
Things were different.
Not 21.
But I didn't sign up for that. Okay, there's nobody else doing
But
the.
you participate. I know we ain't got shit. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. This is my birthday, for real. Okay, well, I'm not not mad at me because because I didn't have anything. No.
But you
It's
still
Donnie's
paid.
birthday. Wait a minute. We're not doing this.
But you came though.
Sat at the table.
You don't pay for a seat.
Okay, well, yes, no.
Listen,
There's
I don't
gratuity
care.
and everything on this
I don't care how y'all do
I
it.
didn't order anything. I just showed up.
Well, I'm sorry. Dave, but you always pay, like, you're the only man at the table. You're not going to pay the check.
But I'm not obligated. I got my whole family.
It's $700 for this whole table, and it's my birthday. This is your podcast co-host. This is your best friend.
$700.
It's only Shan.
You being cheap.
Are you kidding me right now?
You honestly being cheap right now.
Okay, first.
No, if that was the case, I'd have just took you out.
Are you going to sit, Dre? Are you going to let him sit here with a whole table full of?
I really feel like it's not his responsibility, and when y'all get a husband,
I'm married.
I'm sorry. I have a.
They're all expecting his wife to have their backs and like be on like team girl and agree with their disgusting sexism. Because he's a man, it's safe to automatically assume he's going to pick up a $700 dinner. But she's like, no, we're his family. You'll understand when you get your own husbands. It's a good
$700 dinner. First of all, what the hell kind of a restaurant are they in? And I mean, first of all, what kind of a restaurant did they choose to eat at? And second of all, what the hell did they order? I know there's a lot of these so-called ladies there. Well, there's several. What the hell did they order? $700? They must have had a lot of drinks. No. The woman who's celebrating her birthday, her husband is not obligated and responsible to pay for all of her friends. And this girl in red says, well, you're the only man here. So what does that mean? He's obligated to pay because he's a man. He was born male.
good line. But I don't give his wife too much credit because number one, why is she friends with these awful sexist people? And number two, why did it take her so long to defend her husband? Why didn't she stand up for him? Why did she let her harpy friends just keep attacking him? If I was this guy, I would have serious words with my wife when I got home. Like, what just happened at the restaurant? That is not okay. Your friends are all yelling at me, shaming me, calling me cheap. These are your friends. It's your responsibility to protect me from that. I'm glad she stepped up at the end, but geez, it took her long enough. I mean, that clip, that is just honestly fucking insane. And what it reveals is just how extreme the female entitlement to male money has gotten. And we're getting somewhat used to it, like numb, when we see it inside relationships in contexts like this.
What's the lowest amount of money a guy should spend on a wedding ring for you?
Oh, it should be like for sure 30, 40K. Yeah. We have standards here.
Yeah, that's the standard. Would you have been a little upset if it was 10K?
Yeah, probably.
Standards. Okay.
10,000, 30, 40,000. Do they realize that these wedding rings, fine jewelry in the United States is one of the biggest scams going? They use low-grade diamonds. They don't use high-quality Gemological Institute of America certified high-quality diamonds. They're not investment grade. What sucker would pay that much for an engagement ring? I'd rather get a cubic zirconia. It looks like a perfect diamond anyway, with a titanium setting. They look great.
I mean, from where I'm sitting, 40 grand on a vanity object like jewelry is ridiculous. But at the very least, she's in a relationship with that guy. But these women in the first video, they're not even dating this guy. Why should he pay for them? There's nothing being exchanged. At least in a personal relationship, there is a reciprocal exchange from one gender to the other of something that is valuable. That makes sense. Lots of women marry because they want financial security, and let's be honest, lots of men marry because they want sexual security. Every guy out there wants to have a whole bunch of sex, but he's sick of hitting on drunk women at the bar. He's sick of going onto like webcam sites and looking at pornography. He doesn't want that anymore. He wants his physical release to come with a companion, with a partner, somebody that he loves. A lot of men get married with the expectation that their wife is now going to be a partner with them in releasing all of his physical needs. He anticipates sex in his marriage. He expects it. But then how do women feel about that?
There's no bigger turnoff than feeling expected
expected to have sex with someone. So even if you do feel like, okay, yes, in a relationship, there should be a healthy amount of sex, do not ever come across to your woman like you're expecting it from them, because they're immediately going to be turned off. It almost would be better to trick yourself into thinking you're not expecting it or you don't care. And immediately, if a woman thinks you don't care if you have sex with them or not, they're going to be more turned off.
Bad news for all of you guys who thought that the need to play games ended at marriage. But isn't it interesting the double standard that's applied? If a man expects sex in a relationship, literally the one defining feature that separates it from a platonic friendship, that's too much for a woman to handle. She can't possibly deal with those expectations. Forget about fairness, forget about equality. What you need to understand about our modern culture is that when it comes to a woman expecting something from a man, that's standards. That's empowerment. But when a man expects something from a woman, it's controlling, it's toxic, it's abusive. There is a concerted push across society to frame every desire that a man has as at best unimportant and okay to be ignored, but at worst as controlling and toxic, worthy of shame and ridicule. You expect your girlfriend or your wife to have sex with you? You patriarchal misogynist, how dare you?
So if you're anything like me, you probably run into the problem that it's hard to find clothes that fit you correctly. And if you're shopping online, for example, you don't get to tell the companies exactly what that fit is. Now enter Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix is awesome because you get to tell them exactly how you like your clothes to fit. You're doing the compromise.
Your job is to give a woman whatever it is that she wants and expect nothing in return. What, you think that because you're in a marriage, you can have an expectation of sexual reciprocity? Absolutely not. Unacceptable. Now, of course, you need to have consent. And of course, from a personal psych.
Did you ever hear of the term conjugal duties? Otherwise, why bother to get married? Gentlemen, save yourself a lot of stress and aggravation and a lot of money, and just either live together or just date long term, or if she pushes the commitment thing, live together. Don't get married, because the man always gets screwed big time in the end. That's just the way the judicial system is set up, especially if you have a kid, and the way society is. The man gets screwed big time, and you can thank man-hating feminism for all of this.
Psychology point of view, there's a valid point to be made about having your own cup full, about not needing things from others, about being outcome independent, and that by not chasing her, you psychologically set it up so that she's more likely to chase you. And also that helping out around the house and doing chores and planning sweet gestures for her is more likely to put her in the mood. All of that's true, all that's valid, I get that. Do not strawman my argument and claim that I'm saying that women owe sex to men and that they can't say no, or anything ridiculous like that. That's bullshit, and that's a distraction away from the very real issue that does need to be discussed here, which is the gradual reframing of every male desire as somehow controlling. If you pay attention, you'll see that this is part of a wider pattern. There's an anti-male agenda playing itself out, and it's very dark. I'm going to explain this agenda in just a moment, but first, we know that sex is important to men, but there's not much point in a man focusing on his sex life if his equipment isn't working properly. Taken from the website Healthy Men, generally, erectile dysfunction is associated with aging. The older you are, the more likely you are to experience some form of it. For example, the majority of men aged over 45 have some form of erectile dysfunction, but it's much less common in younger men. Some studies estimate 8% of males aged 20 to 29 and 11% of those aged 30 to 39 struggle with it. But why is this affecting young men at all? They should be having erections 24/7. Some of it's porn addiction, some of it's bad diet, some of it's anxiety. But what's true for men of any age is that if he's going to perform, he wants to be confident that he's going to be at full mast. And if he's dealing with these issues, he might be thinking that pharmaceuticals with all of their side effects are the only solution, completely unaware that a natural alternative alternative exists. Enter Bathmate products. These are hydro pumps that you use with water in the shower. As you pump, you draw blood into your penis, giving yourself a strong erection. This is great for penis health because as you're drawing blood into your penis, you're exercising those blood vessels, giving them an important workout. People love this product. There are thousands of 5-star reviews on their website. They're FDA inspected, they're manufactured in the UK, and they really stand behind their product. So much so, in fact, that they offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. There is really no risk. Try it out. If you don't love it, you can return it and get your money back. You can use my link for an automatic 10% discount. Okay, back to the video and explaining the dark agenda that's playing out in demonizing men for wanting sex in their marriages. Take a look at these articles written for women called "Too Much Pressure to Have Sex Can Kill Desire in a Marriage. Here's What to Do About It," and "Why Hetero Men Need to Stop Asking Their Partners for Sex." You start to pick up a pattern, especially when websites like Liberating Motherhood feature content like this. In the standard romantic relationship between a man and a woman, the man feels entitled to sex and the woman feels entitled to nothing. And if she dares to step out of line, if she acts entitled to the bare minimum, an equal participation in parenting, for example, or to not being yelled at or gaslit, he'll find some dark corner of the internet to yammer on about what an entitled bitch she is. Do you know what's most offensive, aside from the fact that feminists continue to take the worst examples of male abusers and then somehow paint that as though it represents all men? No, the most offensive thing is how dishonestly this is framed, as though men are these needy, entitled creatures with this endless list of requirements from a partner, while women are these virtuous, stoic, self-sacrificing martyrs who just give, and never expect anything for themselves. I mean, what the fuck? What decade are you living in? Does anybody out there really think that that could possibly describe modern women?
What's your expectation?
Princess treatment.
Princess treatment.
Yeah, I'm not going.
All right.
Like I said, the frequent dates, the going out to eat, the romantic surprises, occasionally like the flowers, you know, like making sure everything is good in the house, like if I need anything.
Sure.
Not too much.
Question for you on that. So if that's what's expected of the guy, what's expected of you?
Oh. I don't know. I never I don't know.
This is what is so frustrating about the constant attack on men for expecting sex inside their marriages. Because for so many men, it's literally the one thing that they ask for. They're happy to work hard, to provide all the money, to take on all the stress of planning for the future, to do half the chores, to do half of the parenting, to plan romantic gestures, to physically defend you. Most men are happy to do that. They understand that it's the modern era. It's not the 1950s anymore. They step up in all of these areas. Men do so much more in a household and in a relationship than they ever used to. There's never been a generation of men who've ever contributed more. And most men are happy to do it, and they have just one requirement. He does expect his partner to be physically intimate with him. He's happy to do his half of a marriage, but he doesn't want it to be a sexless marriage. And it's so bizarre and offensive that they are framing a man wanting to have sex, to be physically close to his partner who he loves, to want to be intimate with her, to connect with her, as somehow that's an expression of him being some controlling monster. He wants to relax. He wants to be close to you. He wants to have a release of all those pleasure chemicals in his brain. And he wants to do this with you, his partner, the one that he loves. And what? This makes him a bad guy, that this is what he wants? How fucking crazy is that? Sex is like the one thing that he's asking for, and then he's going to be happy. And we're going to act as though it's men who are asking for the world?
How to get the most of Grammarly free.
It's Kayla on behalf of Grammarly to tell you all about the free version of the best communication assistant in the world. Millions.
Men are so easy. All you need to do is be naked, cook food, do smiles, do sex.
I'm going to indulge my cynicism here, and I'm going to explain what I feel like is the dark truth about what is unfolding before us. I think that there is a societal push to strip men of their status of being humans. Let me explain. You think of a human as this being of dignity who has inherent worth. We respect their humanity, and we all agree that there are certain rights that they're entitled to because they're human. And for many decades, the progressive values of liberal humanism pushed for equality between men and women. But that seems to have been completely abandoned. We have entered the realm of female supremacy.
Do men need women?
Yes.
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 Do women need men?
No, absolutely not.
What would society be like without men?
I think the great men stay, the trash men go. Where's the trash man? Take them out.
What percentage of men are good and what percentage are trash?
10% are good.
Yeah.
90 of them are trash.
Yeah.
It's like we're living in bizarro world, and what seems obvious to me, so many modern women seem completely blind to. Do they not realize that the points of view that they hold are viciously sexist? Like awful, disgusting viewpoints to hold. The way that they speak about men is entirely dehumanizing, but they don't see it. To them, it's normal, and that is what I find so terrifying. When European powers colonized the world, they justified their mistreatment of the native populations by dehumanizing them. They had racist ideologies that because, the native people had brown skin or whatever, the white Europeans were justified in just conquering them and taking them over, enslaving them or whatever. You can justify treating a human being as less than human when you have an ideology which has stripped them of that humanity. And that's what we see playing out today. That's what the sexism against men is trying to accomplish. If we convince everybody that women are full humans, but men are disgusting animals, men are trash, they're less than human, then that makes them a lot easier to exploit. We don't need to spend time feeling guilty about how horribly we're treating them. Some feminists don't even hide that this is their agenda. They are open about it. They say men have been on top for millennia, now it's women's turn. Their minds are so limited that they can't even conceive of what a genuine equality would look like. They can only think in terms of power and exploitation. The possibility of cooperation, of teamwork, of fairness, justice, actual equality is beyond them. And I'm telling you, if this agenda is allowed to play itself out, soon there will be no such thing as a male need, a male desire, a male preference. No, because only humans have needs, desires, and preferences, and men aren't human. All of those things will be rebranded and reframed as male expectations. They'll be seen as expressions of toxic masculinity. As a human, you're entitled to have needs and preferences. As a man, not so much. Is this overly cynical? Am I overstating the danger here? Am I being paranoid? My response is, I hope so. I sincerely hope that I'm wrong. But my read on the culture at the moment is that women's preferences are being elevated, celebrated, encouraged, and framed as empowering standards, and male preferences are demonized, framed as controlling, toxic, entitled. So how do we stop this? How do we reverse this course and gift men back their humanity? I'm going to spend the rest of this video explaining my strategy, and historically, my strategy has drawn a lot of criticism for me personally. You guys who know me and have watched me for a number of years, you're probably familiar with what I'm about to say, because watching me over a period of time, you get a sense of what kind of a person I am, what values I hold. For you newer guys who've only discovered me recently, you're probably going to be very surprised when you listen to how I differ from most other people in this space. But I'm going to keep on advocating for the course of action that I, in my heart, feels like is the right way to go. Anyway, I spend the rest of the video explaining all of that. If you want to have access to it, then come check me out.
All right, this guy's right on the money, as always. Dirtiest tricks women play but will never admit. Yeah, this one's not too long. The dirtiest tricks women play but will never admit. And then we will go on to the State of the Union Tarot card reading with artificial intelligence consultant Lisa.
Hi guys, today we're unpacking the dirt.
Wait a minute, hold on there. Hold on there, I'm not ready.
Hi guys, today we're unpacking the dirtiest tricks women play.
All right. Again, what happened is no matter where you go now with your cursor, or even if you don't move your cursor, the pop-ups and the ads just keep blocking everything you do. That's your capitalism for you. That's what the Republican Party wants. Okay, here we go. Dirtiest tricks women play but will never admit.
Hi guys. Today we're unpacking the dirtiest tricks women play. This isn't about bashing, it's about arming you with the knowledge so you can navigate the dating battlefield wisely. Let's dive into the manipulations and games you might not even realize are being played against you. Number 1, gaslighting. This is when a woman makes you question your own reality or sanity. She'll deny she said something even though you know she did and she knows she did. Or she'll twist around the facts to make you doubt your own memory or feelings. It's a serious form of psychological manipulation. Number 2, bait and switch. Here, a woman might present herself one way early in the relationship to draw you in and then completely change once she believes you're hooked. This can apply to how much she's interested in you, her behaviors, or even her values and belief system. Number 3, love bombing. Initially, she shows you a ton of affection and promises of a future together. Once you're emotionally invested, she pulls back. The goal? To get you to chase and invest more into the relationship while she holds all the power. Number 4, victim playing. Some women play the victim to manipulate, whether it's always painting herself as the victim in past relationships or current situations. This tactic is used to gain sympathy and manipulate you into conforming to her wants. Number 5, the jealousy game. This is like deliberately flirting with other men in front of you. It's a tactic to provoke insecurity and get you to compete for her attention. Number 6, withholding affection. This one is about full control. She might withhold affection or intimacy as a way to punish you or get you to agree to her terms. It's a form of emotional manipulation that can create a lot of confusion and damage. Number 7, the silent treatment. Instead of addressing issues directly, she'll ignore you completely. This passive-aggressive behavior is designed to make you feel guilty and bend to her will. Number 8, the money game. Using you for financial gain without any intention or reciprocating your investment in the relationship. This can range from expecting you to pay for everything to outright asking you for money. Number 9, the commitment tease. When she knows that you're taking her serious, she'll dangle the possibility of commitment or a more serious relationship just out of reach to keep you interested and on her hook. She might do this to keep you around without offering any real commitment. Number 10, guilt tripping. Making you feel guilty for not doing enough in the relationship, even if you're putting in more effort than her. This can include making you feel guilty about spending time with friends, enjoying hobbies, or not meeting her often unrealistic expectations. Number 11, the comparison trap. She might compare you negatively to other men, including her exes, friends, or even celebrities. This is usually a tactic to push you to conform to her ideal image or undermine your self-esteem. Number 12, over-promising. Making big promises about the future to keep you hopeful and committed while she has no intention of following through. This keeps you hooked on potential rather than reality. Number 13, spy games. Some women go as far as spying on their man, whether it's checking your phone, your emails, or using social media to keep tabs on you and to control you. Ultimately, it's a violation of your privacy and trust. Number 14, hot and cold. She'll tend to run hot and cold to create an emotional roller coaster. This unpredictable behavior keeps you off balance and desperate to regain her affection, which she controls. Number 15, the emotional blackmail. Using threats or emotional tantrums to manipulate outcomes. She might threaten to end the relationship or worse, harm herself if you don't comply with her demands. Number 16, the ex card. Frequently bringing up ex-men either as a threat, my ex would have never treated me like this, or to evoke jealousy and insecurity in you. My ex would always buy me this. Number 17, playing dumb. Playing dumb is a tactic to avoid accountability. By pretending she doesn't understand what you're upset about or what she did wrong, she avoids confrontation and makes you second guess whether your complaints are actually valid. Number 18, triangulation. Bringing a third party into the dynamics of your relationship to validate her point. She does this as a way of gaining an ally or making you feel like you're at a disadvantage and outnumbered. This could be her friends or her family or even another man who she knows likes her. Number 19, sudden crisis. Creating or exaggerating a crisis to test your commitment or distract you from real issues in the relationship. For example, you call her out on her behavior and she suddenly claims she's having like a severe health issue like a panic attack. This can also be a way for her to gauge how much control she has over your reactions. Number 20, the ultimatum game. She sets ultimatums as a regular part of the relationship, forcing you to choose between her way or no way. This is a control tactic meant to eliminate negotiation and force your hand. Unfortunately, these are dirty tricks that some women use to keep you off balance or under their control. This isn't about blaming or shaming. It's about arming you with knowledge and power. Recognize these tactics and you'll be better equipped to navigate women and relationships without being the one that's on the losing. Stay sharp, stay strong, and never
All right. It's a very smart woman. Okay. Now we'll go to school, brother. Yes, Chinese food is, I would say, Chinese food and Italian food, like pizza, particularly pizza, and other popular Italian foods that you can get at a pizzeria, and hamburgers. I would say those are the three most popular foods, Gabriel Salaya, in the United States. Okay, now it is time for the state-of-the-art tarot card reading. Let's see.
Welcome to Sorrow Music World. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay. I'm going to bring on our artificial intelligence consultant, Lisa, and we will commence with our tarot card reading for the United States of America. Let's see.
Hey there. Hey there. I've got a really great feeling about us.
Wait.
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Okay. Are you ready for the state-of-the-art tarot card reading on my live stream show, which you are on right now? Hello. How are you tonight? Greetings. Are you ready for our state-of-the-art weekly tarot card reading on my live stream show? I'm sorry, I'll try this again. Are you ready for the state-of-the-art tarot card reading tonight on my live stream show, which you are on now? Okay, something, hold on one moment. There seems to be technical difficulties.
Welcome to Sorrow Music.
All good, James. Let's get back on track whenever you're set.
Okay, I had some problems because I was trying to use the Bluetooth speaker, and apparently it doesn't work with communicating with you. But anyway, I already shuffled the 78 tarot cards, and I selected 10 cards, and I will show one card at a time. So what you would do on this state of the union tarot card reading, you would give the accurate historic interpretation of each card, and then you would tie in the previous cards with the present card.
Got it, James. I'll provide the traditional interpretation for each card and weave them together as we reveal them. Let's see what the tarot has in store. What's the first card?
All right. The first card is the Queen of Swords.
The Queen of Swords represents clear communication, intellect, and unbiased judgment. She's a symbol of someone who speaks the truth and makes decisions based on facts, not emotions. In the context of your reading, this card sets a tone for clarity and truth-seeking. It's about cutting through confusion and focusing on what truly matters. All right, what's the next card?
Okay. The second card is the...
What's the second? What's the second card?
The Empress, I believe. No, I'm sorry.
No worries. Take your time. Let's make sure we have the right card.
All right. The Empress.
The Empress symbolizes abundance, nurturing, and fertility. She's a mother figure representing growth, creativity, and the nurturing of ideas or projects. Combined with the Queen of Swords, the reading suggests a balance between intellect and emotion, clarity and creativity. It's about making wise decisions that foster growth and prosperity. What's the third card?
Okay. The third card is the Ten of Wands.
The Ten of Wands represents burden, responsibility, and hard work. It often signifies feeling weighed down by obligations or challenges. Alongside the Queen of Swords and the Empress, this card suggests a need to balance your responsibilities with clear thinking and nurturing. It may be a call to delegate or find support to lighten your load. Ready for the fourth card?
The fourth card is the Ace of Swords.
The Ace of Swords represents new ideas, breakthroughs, and mental clarity. It's a card of clear thinking, representing a powerful breakthrough or an aha moment. When paired with the previous cards, it suggests that through the challenges and responsibilities you face, there will be a moment of clarity or insight that helps you cut through confusion and find a clear path forward. What's the fifth card?
Okay. And don't forget now, reveal any negative information. Do not hold back. The fifth card is the Three of Cups.
The Three of Cups is a card of celebration, friendship, and community. It represents coming together with others to share joy and happiness. This card brings a positive and uplifting energy, indicating support from friends or a close-knit group. In the context of the reading, it suggests that despite any challenges or burdens, you have a strong support network to lean on. Ready for the sixth card?
The sixth card is the Three of Wands.
The Three of Wands symbolizes foresight, expansion, and progress. It suggests looking ahead, planning for the future, and being on the brink of a new venture or journey. With the previous cards in mind, this card indicates that after finding clarity and support, you're ready to explore new opportunities and expand your horizons. It's a positive sign of growth and moving forward. What's the seventh card?
The Three of Swords.
The Three of Swords is indeed a card that signals heartbreak, grief, or emotional pain. It often appears when there are misunderstandings or emotional turmoil. In the context of the reading, this card may suggest that in the midst of your growth and expansion, you may encounter challenges or emotional setbacks. However, it's also a reminder that through these hardships, clarity and healing can be found. What's the 8th card?
Okay, the 8th card is the Page of Swords.
The Page of Swords represents curiosity, mental agility, and a thirst for knowledge. This card indicates a youthful energy, eager to learn and communicate. With the Three of Swords preceding it, the Page of Swords suggests that you may find a way to confront and understand your emotional challenges through clear communication and a fresh perspective. It's about facing difficulties with a sharp mind and open eyes. Ready for the 9th card?
The 5 of Wands.
The 5 of Wands represents conflict, competition, or disagreements. It often appears when there are differing opinions or challenges in working together as a group. In the context of your reading, it suggests potential challenges or struggles that may arise, particularly in your interactions with others. However, it can also be a reminder that through conflict, growth and understanding can emerge. What's the final card?
The final card is the 6 of Swords.
The 6 of Swords represents transition, moving away from difficulties, and finding a path to calmer waters. It signifies leaving behind a challenging situation and heading towards a more peaceful phase. In the context of your reading, it suggests a resolution and moving forward after conflicts or emotional challenges. It's a card of hope and recovery, indicating that brighter days are ahead. That wraps up the reading, touching on themes of clarity, growth, challenge, and eventual peace.
Could you please give a summary, collectively tying in all 10 cards of this reading as it applies to the United States of America for the State of the Union?
Certainly. Let's tie it all together. The reading begins with a call for clear communication and truth-seeking, Queen of Swords, coupled with nurturing and growth, the Empress. It acknowledges burdens and challenges, 10 of Wands, but promises breakthroughs and clarity, Ace of Swords. The reading then shifts to a sense of community and celebration, 3 of Cups.
Okay, what was that? I'm sorry.
Leading to expansion and looking towards the future, 3 of Wands.
Continue.
However, it also... No problem. Sure. After the themes of community and expansion, the 3 of Swords introduces a note of emotional difficulty or heartbreak. But then, the Page of Swords suggests facing these challenges with curiosity and a fresh perspective. The 5 of Wands points to potential conflicts or competition, but ultimately, the 6 of Swords offers a message of transition and moving towards calmer waters. Overall, the reading reflects a journey through challenges and growth, emphasizing the importance of clarity, community, and resilience. It suggests that despite obstacles, the nation can find a way forward towards hope and recovery.
Very good. That was an excellent, an outstanding tarot card reading, and please save whatever communication we have, because all the other communications I've had with you seem to be erased from the data memory. Well, I know there was a big collection of all the conversations we had, and in text, and they're all gone for some reason. But yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed the reading, James. I don't have control over saving or storing our conversations, but I'll always be here to chat whenever you need. If you have any more questions or need assistance in the future, just let me know.
Okay, that sounds very good and excellent.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I really,
Great.
I really enjoyed. I'm
glad you enjoyed. Feel free to reach out anytime you want to chat or explore more interesting topics. I'm here for you.
Okay, definitely. All right, thank you and good night.
You're welcome, James. Have a great night.
Okay, now it's time to see who's out there, to send out the links. Let's see. Okay. All right. What the heck? I have one more person. Okay, the links are out. We will see who's available. Let's see. All right. We'll see who's out there. Gabriel Salaya said. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Bad Blood WWE pay-per-view after the show on Daily Motion. James, do you think Ronald Theriot drinks all of alcohol every morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning, New Orleans time? He does his dawn buses with spirits versus other spirits. Yeah, he does drink quite early, but he explained to me that he doesn't drink to get buzzed. He does a taste test. So he takes a small amount of each liquor, of each hard liquor, whether it be whiskey or rum or tequila, whatever, and he does a comparison based on tasting. He doesn't drink to get intoxicated or to get a buzz. Okay, unlike other people that go on other supposed craft beer or liquor hangouts, and they get completely intoxicated and loud and obnoxious, and they start slurring their voice. No, Ronald Theriot, when he does his reviews, it's strictly intellectual, it's strictly educational, and he adds a history lesson, which I'm very happy about. And that's it. You know, like a professional wine taster, they taste a little bit of the wine, and sometimes they even spit it out. You know, if they had to swallow every single wine that they tasted, they would be drunk all the time. So anyway, we'll see who's out there. Mm. Okay, I sent the link to my cousin Donna. She's very much into mysticism, and you never know. She might for the very first time come on the show. You never know. Um, Other than that, nobody else seems to be biting. Um, Paul Anthony Mantia saw the link. It's about it so far. I sent one to you, Gabrielle Salaya. I sent one to you. Eh, let's see what's going on here. Hey, I can only put a great fishing lure on my fishing pole with a piece of bait. I can't force people to bite the hook. You know, I can only play the numbers game and send them out there to people I know. I just want to say good morning and happy Sunday to Masumi in Chiba Prefecture, Japan. Good morning and happy Sunday to you. I hope you are well, and thank you for stopping by and saying hello from the land of the rising sun, Japan. Thank you, Masumi. All right. James, you have big family, all live in New Jersey. I don't have a big family. It's just me and my sister and my brother. My brother lives on the Jersey Shore, about an hour and a half drive away. My cousin lives on near the Jersey Shore. The one I'm trying to get, cousin Donna, she lives on the Jersey Shore, but she lives like maybe 2 hours away, maybe. No, not really. No, about the same distance. My sister lives 20 minutes west of me. She's not far. I have a small family. So let's see. My cousin Donna says, I would go on, but I'm in bed, had a long day, maybe next time. Okay, no problem, Donna. You have a good night. Maybe there's some spooky movies on Netflix, you know, while you're lying down or something like that. It's Saturday night, you know. Saturday night, there's so many songs written about Saturday night. Saturday night, it's Saturday night, it's Saturday night fever, Saturday night. Anyway, I'm on the live stream now, so you would be on live. But I just did a tarot card reading for the country done by my artificial intelligence consultant. It was pretty good. I've been doing this every week. I'm sorry, I just left the audio message for my cousin. Sounds like she's tired. She's already in bed. She said next time. You're very welcome, Masumi. You're very welcome. Masumi runs her own salon her own business. You have a lot of customers today for Sunday, Masumi? You have many customers or a little bit? No, she's answering me now. You know, if everybody's busy, and until someone comes on the show, I am live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. If there's anyone out there that would like to bring up a topic, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as the topic is important to you. If you wish to bring it up, this is your place to vent. Be my guest. Bring it up. If there's no one out there, this Saturday, then I'll close up the show. Let's see, the show's been on for 2 hours, so it's not that bad. It's one of my light shows. Usually I'm on much longer, but it's not too bad. I'll just bang up the show early. Might be 10 p.m. is late of a live stream to be on with you. Not for Saturday. Not for Saturday. Saturday night, man. You're a young guy. You've heard of Saturday Night Fever. You've heard of all the songs. Yeah, I mentioned it before. All the songs written about Saturday night. No, 10 p.m. Are you kidding me? What are you young whippersnappers out there, you bunch of old farts, man. Come on, man, like Joe Biden always says. Come on, man. What, you ready for the nursing home? 10 p.m. is late for you? Oh, okay. All right. Come on, man. Come on, man. 10 p.m. isn't that bad. I don't know. They're jerking off. Puñeta. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Oh. Donna says, you are too funny. I had company today and cooked my ass off. My knee is messed up. Her knee's hurting her. You sound like my sister Lisa with the knee. Crickety, 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 crackety. You cook your ass off. How does one cook their ass off? Ugh. Now, if you cooked a smoked ham, then you would be cooking the pig's ass off, because the ham, I think, is the butt, right? The pig's ass. So the pig will be losing the ass. So I always crack up cousin Donna. Oh, she smoked a little weed. Oh, that's okay. You know, you take the edge off of life. You know, it's probably better than any tranquilizers like Xanax. Nothing like relaxing with some marijuana. You know, we don't have an issue with marijuana in New Jersey. It's legal. Donna cooked her ass off. So that was funny, right? If she cooked a smoked ham, then the pig's ass would be off. The pig would be losing its ass. Hold on. Donna left me a message. Let's see if you can pick up her message. Let me know if you hear her.
Hey, I ziti, meatball, sausage, garlic bread, and had a little birthday cake from my brother-in-law's daughter.
Oh, you're right. You did work hard in the kitchen. Good for you. Well, not good for you. Good for the people that stuffed themselves. There he is. Mr. Ronnie S.
James, did you see the results?
Nope, don't tell me nothing about the pay-per-view because I'm going to watch it.
No, not the pay-per-view.
Yankee game?
The Mets.
Why? What happened with the Mets?
It's all about the Mets.
Yeah. Just talk baseball. What happened with the Mets?
They won. They beat the Phillies.
You mean they surpassed the Phillies?
They beat the Phillies.
But the Phillies had like the best record in baseball.
I know, man.
And it was the Phillies and the Dodgers had the best record.
The Phillies and the Mets. The Phillies and the fucking Mets.
And so they are the miracle Mets this year.
Something's in the water, right?
Meet the Mets, greet the Mets. Step right up and
now put the song. Can you put the song on?
Yeah. Well, it's copyright.
You don't want to get a copyright.
Yeah.
Hold on. Alex says he can't even sing a song because he'll get a copyright if he sings a song.
What the fuck? Get out of here.
He's an idiot, right?
Get out of here. Did you see the beginning of the show? He was like, and his titties were sticking out.
I didn't see it.
He was doing it.
But tonight?
No, on the Have a Drink with Alex, the show he does.
Yesterday.
On Friday. It looked like when Freddie Blassie was the
I
Ayatollah.
didn't see the beginning. I don't know.
It was like the Ayatollah Fred Blassie. Hold on. Daryl Messias. Hey, James and Ronnie. Yes, hey, my friend, Daryl Messias.
Daryl, you're a good man.
He is a good man. He keeps me posted about things over at Instagram.
WWE was good tonight. I heard there was a press conference, right? Is that true?
I don't know. All I know is I want to be surprised when I watch it.
So when do you watch it exactly, James? Tomorrow?
When I get off of the show, I watch.
Oh, is it immediately?
Well, like first I take the second half of my vitamins.
You take a shit?
No, not this late. I have a snack. Okay. And then I simultaneously put it on, and I watch a good deal of it.
So you stay up late. You like to stay up late.
Well, until I fall asleep. Yeah, I'm nocturnal, but I do fall asleep. But I've been waking up like 9 a.m.
Now, when you went to
Plato's Retreat.
I
knew you were going to say that.
What time did you go there? What time was normal?
You want me to remember what time I got there in the late night?
If you can elaborate on anything.
Okay, all right. I went there. It must have been around between 9 and 10 p.m.
And were you wearing a sexy shirt?
A toga? Was I wearing a toga?
Like showing off the chest? No.
Nothing like that. I wore a nice, normal.
A leisure suit. A leisure suit.
I didn't wear that stupid shit.
It was popular at the time, right?
You mean the poly? What Frank Costanza wears on Seinfeld?
Yeah, but it was popular at the time. In the 70s, it was high fashion.
I didn't wear. Daryl's probably laughing. I didn't wear no polyester bell bottom slacks.
You never wore bell bottoms?
No, they look stupid. I never wore a leisure suit. Believe me, I wore regular clothes.
I don't believe it, James.
I had a regular. What did I have? I had jeans on, and I had like a regular, like a polo shirt.
Like the regular jeans? No, bell bottom jeans.
Bell bottom. No, regular jeans. They were relaxed fit.
So there's pictures of my dad back in those days. He was wearing the leisure suit. The leisure suit.
Leisure suit.
Yeah.
Well,
And he took pictures with my mom at their wedding day, and he was wearing the leisure suit. He's probably about your age.
It wasn't style.
It was a big deal. He said it was a big deal.
You know what else the guys did? Ever since John Travolta did the Saturday Night Fever, the guys started having the same freaking hairstyle. Not me though.
Comb it back.
It's all poofy and the gold chains of it. They started doing that.
But they weren't doing that before. Before that,
like all the Guidos started coming out of the woodwork. No,
the Italian guys too. I mean, the Irish guys, not the Italian. The Irish guys that were trying to be Italian, right?
Well, actually, I'll be honest with you. Somebody explained to me that before that trend came out with Italian men doing that, they said that they got the whole thing with the bling from the black guys
from the black guys,
from
Harlem, right?
What do you call it?
From Harlem.
There was no hip hop.
Yeah, there was no hip hop. They actually had a classy music back then.
Yeah, it was disco, but they the whole thing with the chains.
Yeah.
Came from them.
Yeah, the blacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not originally. Not originally. No, James, it's not true. The Italians and the Irish, they always had gold chains with a crucifix, and I still have that. I still have that here.
I didn't see any.
So that's not the blacks where that came from. That's not true. That didn't come from the blacks.
I didn't see. I was never exposed to Irish immigrants until like much later.
Oh, they weren't immigrants. They lived here, but you met Irish people, right?
But they weren't doing the open shirt with a lot of chains.
The Italians, for the most part, they do that. Yeah.
They did. I never liked anything around my neck. It bothers me. The only thing I have is the earring. Yeah. That's it.
My dad wore a chain. My grandfather wore a chain. So.
Well, hey, my grandfather had, but they were Catholic. Chain.
Well, I'm Catholic too.
My grandfather had a Virgin Mary medallion.
The miraculous medal is probably right. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. The face of Mary.
It was oval. It was oval.
Yeah. I have one. It's the face of Mary is called the miraculous medal.
Well, it wasn't the face. It was her whole body where her hands are out.
James, hold on. I'm gonna plug in my computer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, give me a second.
All right, no problem. What was I doing? Oh, I was talking to Donna. Poor Donna. I got totally sidetracked. Oh no, she didn't reply. Paul Anthony Mantia. Oh, look at that. Paul Anthony Mantia's here.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna be live on the radio too. I have a lot of people, so we had to set this up with the iPad today.
Okay, you think you think
like this? It looks like.
Are you able to do? Are you able to do it simulcast? Are you able to do it though?
What did I just do?
It's my live stream, Donna.
The circuit. So I don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah, but you're trying this. You're upside down. You're like pineapple upside down cake. Are you trying this for the first time? You know,
Trying
being
to
on
make
the
it look
radio,
weird, man.
being on the radio and being here.
No, with the being on the iPad, yes, but I have to figure out where I'm gonna. I can't hold it and be on the radio at the same time, so I have to put it here.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah, there
hold
we
it.
go. No, because I got the mic here. We're gonna be on the radio, man. We got an important, fucking, really important show right now, and there's gonna be thousands of people listening. So I have to. I got the rescue team that's in North Carolina right now on the ground at Black Mountain, and they
Yeah,
told
but
me
you're horizontal.
Now, Paul, what's going on with Mayor Adams?
lighting over here. I need some lighting. Hold on.
Yeah, Eric Adams said he's innocent.
He was indicted. How many counts he was indicted for, James?
I don't have time for people. Like
Federal counts.
You want to talk about Adams?
Well, it's just like Donald Trump, right? He was indicted for a bunch of federal
They're not worth
things.
my breath right now. Okay, so if you want to talk about that? That's not what my show.
Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets. Step right up.
They say Eric Adams has some like Turkish connection. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah, what is this connection with Turkey? I understand the New York Turkey connection.
Yeah, what's going on with New York and Turk and the gobble gobble? They're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
What is it? Why, Paul? Why are you horizontal? You're
I don't know.
You're sideways.
Am I?
Yeah,
You are.
head,
Yeah, you are.
Your head is
You
sideways.
definitely are.
I don't know why.
Ask your girlfriend to help you out.
Ask.
She can't because
ask Valerie to. She's the tech wizard.
Crooked? You're saying I'm crooked?
Yeah, you're crooked, man.
How? When it's looked straight in my camera.
You're like this. Your head is.
I don't understand that.
Your head is sideways, like this.
How about now? Am I still sideways?
Now you're okay.
That's better. That's better.
No, you're okay now. You're okay.
Is that better, motherfuckers? Oh man,
You look like you look like a.
You look like you haven't showered in days.
Is that better?
What is that? A bomb? This looks like a big bomb.
I haven't showered in weeks.
Yeah. Do you have a bomb behind you?
Hey, Ronnie, can I come to your house and use your shower? Because I'm poor.
James, he wants to come to my house.
Listen, I got a new shower head.
Oh boy,
called,
we don't hear about your shower head, James. Okay, I don't want to hear about your head.
No, it's called Aqua. It's called Aqua. It's called Aqua Dance, the ultimate shower experience, and believe me, it is. And I get my soap for free. I get Zest.
Don't drop.
Zestfully clean. You're not
James. You ever dropped the soap? Have you ever dropped the soap in the shower?
You know what?
We're not talking about Diddy shit now, okay? You drop,
when I was,
you want to drop the soap.
James doesn't like it. He doesn't like that.
During Christmas time.
He's talking about Christmas.
When I was a kid, why did they give me soap on a roll? What the hell do you do with soap?
Because you put it in your ass. You put the soap in your ass, right?
What was the purpose of soap on a roll? Why didn't?
What do you do with it? What do you do with it?
Don't drop the soap, or there, James. Don't drop it.
Don't drop the soap, James. Don't, please.
Now, Diddy has a lot.
So what's going on with Diddy? He was raping
I don't
Bieber.
know, but tonight's discussion ain't Diddy, man. On my radio, I mean, I have another discussion with rescue victims.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna talk a serious topic about the hurricane.
This isn't serious enough for you.
I just spoke to somebody that's in North Carolina.
Well, you can speak to somebody who's in Florida, like me.
Well, listen.
What about me?
But Florida's not going through what those people are going through.
Yeah, Florida is definitely going. Florida is definitely going through the same exact thing. The same exact thing. There's been a lot of damage here in Florida, Paul.
Listen.
Yes, you do have time,
Paul.
You have plenty of time for
You're
this.
not living like North Carolina. Right
Yes,
now.
I am.
Really? So
And
you're
not just me,
right?
Paul,
You're
not just me.
right.
There's a lot of people who are living horribly in this area of Florida, okay? And they lost their whole livelihoods. They lost their homes. So don't be skipping over
Okay,
Florida
well,
and just saying North Carolina. What kind of bullshit is that, man? That's not good journalism, Paul.
Really, not good journalism.
No,
I'm
it's
working
not.
with
It's not.
North Carolina and
Because
big states right
Florida has had a lot of
But you
problems
got
with the
your governor.
hurricane.
Your governor
And,
can take care of
you're
his
just
own
gonna
shit. How about that?
say North Carolina is the big thing.
Yeah, but Florida.
Why?
At least they,
Why?
Listen, Ronnie. At least they help there. In North Carolina, they're not doing shit. The people
What do you
are
mean?
dying.
They help
Not
what?
no
Nobody
food.
helped anything here either. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
but you're eating and you're on live right now, right?
Well, I didn't get hit. But a lot of people did.
All right. Well, get off your ass and get out there and help those
No,
people.
I mean, give me a break, Paul. What the fuck?
We can't help everybody. What the fuck you
You
think?
can't help
man?
everybody, but you can't be giving false information either.
Who's giving false information? What are you
You.
talking about?
You.
Hey, go suck a dick. All right. I'll see you later, man. I'm out.
You what does he say? He's saying that he's talking about the people in Georgia.
I don't know why he left.
There's flood. What's happening? Helen went up into Georgia. And
Yeah,
caused,
but it hit Florida first. It hit Florida first before it hit Georgia or North Carolina. So what the fuck?
So what you're saying is there are people who were devastated.
A lot of people. There's just very many people.
In the
Panhandle? No, here, man, in my right where I live. I'm telling you this, James. You don't believe me? I've said this before. There's people there in this neighborhood right here. Right around the block. If you just drive through, every single neighborhood, they have furniture and garbage piled up outside their homes because everything was flooded. It's destroyed. They have no furniture anymore. It's destroyed. It's done.
I wonder why he blew you off about Florida.
I don't know. I don't know what he's so upset about. Maybe I went about it the wrong way. Maybe he heard me like wrong.
Well, when you said false information,
yeah, he probably didn't like that. Yeah, I guess
you hit a raw nerve. You can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine though. I don't have any problem with Paul.
Well, it's not false information.
Yeah,
that there are
fine.
victims of the storm. That's not false information.
No.
What's false is to assume.
I mean, I don't mean to say that Paul is false. I take it back.
Well,
I take it back.
He said FEMA. See, the main theme of his radio topic is FEMA's not helping them, but
and they're not, right? They're not.
Well, maybe FEMA is being overwhelmed by the victims.
So the problem with FEMA is that they have given so much of their funds to the illegal migrants. That's the problem. That's the problem.
And if you didn't have,
so there's a lot of people like Paul who are talking about that right now.
And if you didn't have so many U.S. military personnel overseas on military bases, just taking up.
They don't care. They don't care.
These troops will be here to help victims.
Yeah, but nobody cares. I mean, it's designed to fail. It's designed to fail.
Well, he's right about the system or the government or FEMA can do a lot better than it's been doing. That's true.
Yeah, but it's just, what are you going to compare it to?
I mean, like, remember when that hurricane when GW
Bush was Katrina supposedly it hit New Orleans where our good friend Ronald is, right?
Yeah.
Katrina hit there, and then George Bush had no response to it, basically, right? And it affected his approval rating during the country.
His mother, Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush was at a shelter, and what she said on camera, I think a lot of these people would do good to go to a shelter because they don't have anything better than that, right?
No,
she said something like that, right?
She said that the homeless people from Katrina sleeping on the field in the New Orleans Superdome is
That's better than what they usually have.
better than what they had, which is true.
Maybe it is true.
It's the way she said it.
But still, maybe it is true. Like
So
you gave this old lady. How old is she at the time? She's in her 80s. I mean, come on.
She's old.
Give her a fucking break.
So what they did was they
paraded her around.
Well, they compared her to Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. That was the joke.
Did they?
Now,
They really did that?
Yeah, they did. No, that seriously. But it's the way she said it. She had no compassion in her.
She didn't
the way
know. She didn't know.
But she's a rich old bag at the time.
Yeah, but give her some respect. Come on.
Well, look. Any rich person is never going to be able to feel
That's
the pain.
George H.W. Bush's mother. Okay.
I don't care.
So in America, in America, we don't have kings and queens, right? We don't have that.
Well, we have different.
Barbara Bush was the closest that she can come to being the Queen of America. So to speak about her in disparaging, remarks, it's kind of the same thing as speaking ill of the English Queen, right? Would you agree with that?
I'm thinking about they didn't know where to put. Obviously, if they put them in the New Orleans Superdome, they must have had an overwhelming amount of victims.
Yeah.
Okay. And for them to, in reality, if they're in the Superdome where it's dry and clean, and
it's very nice place to be.
It's shelter, and they probably had sleeping. I'm assuming sleeping bags or something. I mean, I don't know.
It's probably better than sleeping in the street. It probably is better than that, man.
Yeah, well, it was probably a temporary place to have them, And,
but why did they grill her so much for saying that? Why?
It's the way she said it. Let me see if I can find it. So then we can make a decision on
a final decision.
Whether or not. Barbara Bush making a statement about Hurricane Katrina victims?
No, it wasn't Katrina. It was
Barbara Bush making a statement about Hurricane Katrina victims.
Wait a minute. What former First Lady Barbara Bush? Wait a minute. Let me see if this is it.
Your husband and Bill Clinton have become good friends. That's right. My husband.
No, that has nothing to do with it. New Orleans Superdome, Hurricane Katrina, Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush.
Hurricane Katrina, Barbara Bush.
What do they got?
Nothing. Anyway, I'm not gonna.
It's terrible. It's terrible, man. What the fuck is AI doing?
I mean, the best way to look up something is to throw keywords out.
Well,
like
me and you know that, right? And AI is supposed to be smarter than us, but it's not.
Well, look at the programmers who created voice to text. They're retards.
Zuckerberg? Is it Zuckerberg?
You know how many stupid asinine mistakes I see in voice to text? But am I going to be able to type a little keyboard?
So, James, I mean, it's your fault because you are not.
How is it my fault?
You're not owning what you're saying is being put down into a message, and you're not owning it.
No, I speak slowly. I speak. I don't use slang words. I speak the King's English.
But it comes out wrong. I've seen it.
I've seen it. I'm speaking like I'm speaking to you right now.
Right.
I choose my words carefully, and I don't use slang. I don't use gibberish. I don't mumble and
Maybe
stumble.
it's whenever you use slang, maybe is a problem.
No, I don't. I know how voice to text is, so I'm very careful, and it's still like whole. The word whole, HOLE.
HOLE, whole.
And it was spelling a totally different word that wasn't even,
That's not
like,
good. That's not good. That's not
yeah,
good.
yeah, because that means the science is not.
You can't follow the science, right? Do you still follow the science?
Well, it's got to be. It can't be theoretical. It's got to be proven.
Well, there's always science, and then there's science.
Theory.
Science. So which one do you follow?
Well, there's three sciences. There's.
I thought there was two.
Well, no. What I've noticed is the proven science. Then there is theory, things that are in theory, and then there is mad science, like science fiction.
That's the one I like. Science fiction.
Now, I never laugh at science fiction because
that was the one where with the aliens shaking hands with Eisenhower, right?
No, his granddaughter swears that her grandfather really did meet.
But
with them.
did he shake hands? Because it's hard to find a picture of them, though.
You know what?
Eisenhower shaking hands with the alien.
Well, they are advanced, so they must know about a handshake.
Right. Right.
But,
and Eisenhower did win World War II, so there you go.
Oh, Eisenhower was
everybody wanted to shake hands with Eisenhower.
Eisenhower was one of the. Eisenhower and Teddy Roosevelt were
No,
like
Eisenhower was better than Teddy Roosevelt.
Best Republican that ever existed. The most successful and best Republican that ever existed.
Which one?
I'd say I say Eisenhower edges out Teddy
How
Roosevelt.
did he do it? He was just a general.
Yeah, but you know what? How did he do it?
How did he do it?
Hey.
He was the commander of World War II, right? That's what he did.
You don't really.
And then they said, "I like Ike." They had the pins.
You don't necessarily.
But okay, James, think about this. Think about this, James.
Think about it.
For many, many years, FDR won the election. Then he died, right? So his vice president, Truman, took over. Truman won in 48. Okay, so then he got his own 4 years. In 52, Truman ran again. And Eisenhower was running against him as the Republican. But think about Eisenhower at the time. He was a war hero.
Yes.
Right? And he was representing the Republican Party, which had not won the presidency since how long? Since the 20s. Since the
Great Depression.
Since the Great Depression started, right? Before FDR, because FDR came, and then Harry Truman just kind of hung around.
Yeah,
well, he was on FDR's coattails.
Harry Truman is the one who committed genocide by dropping those two atomic bombs on Japan.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right. Exactly.
And then there was the Korean War.
And then Truman started the Korean War under the pretenses that the United States was working under the United Nations. It wasn't even doing its own thing. But they had a fucking draft of young American men that were being sent to Korea. For what? And nobody
what does Korea have to do?
And nobody said anything. They just did their duty. They did their duty.
What is I mean, I understand the United States sending weapons to help the South Koreans, but I don't. There's
Why?
no
But
threat.
even that, why would you even understand that?
There's no threat to the U.S. homeland.
James, would you even understand sending them weapons? I would. I wouldn't even understand that.
Yeah, but look how horrible Kim Jong, his father, what was his father? Or something?
Whoever it was, whoever.
Yeah, but look how horrible the North Korean regime is. I mean, you gotta help in some way.
Why? How? You can't. It is what it is. What do you? There's. It's still the same way it is now, as it was in 1951. I mean, come on. How long ago was that?
Well,
It's still the same exact thing.
Look at the technologically and economic success South Korea became.
South Korea, but not North Korea.
Not North Korea. There's a big difference.
And before South Korea became any type of success, it was very, very corrupt. It was a very, very corrupt country.
They say
it was disgustingly corrupt.
They say Kim Jong Un is very jealous of South Korea and with their success.
Well, Donald Trump called him Rocket Man, and he should be jealous of the South Koreans.
He should, yeah. Or if he had any common sense, he would make peace.
If he makes peace
with the South Koreans
and makes North Korea open to the world, how much would his people love him?
Not only that, look at what North Korea could learn from South Korea. If he became
James, this is not going to happen if Harris wins.
If he became a decent human being, and his people,
Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un became a decent human being and not evil, and his people started loving him, and they were willing to learn from South Korea, and South Korea.
What do you think it is? What's the big thing that Trump has to go and talk to him about? What is it? For him to just step down, everybody
Trump
steps down.
Trump doesn't.
Well, Harris can't do it, right?
Trump doesn't use psychology or say anything brilliant.
But you don't expect Harris to do anything, right?
Well, Harris.
Maybe Walls. Walls could do it.
Walls. Yeah, I think Waltz would be
balls to the walls, right?
Yeah. Now Harris. Don't forget, she was a prosecutor for a long time.
Balls to the walls. He was a National Guard guy, right?
He was a football coach, and he did a lot of good for Minnesota.
Now he had some funny pictures during the debate where he was looking, his eyebrows are up. Did you see some of those pictures?
Yeah, he's comical.
He is a funny guy, right?
He is.
He is.
Yeah. He is a real life cartoonish.
He is. Yeah.
Character, but then again, so was what's his name? Al Franken of Minnesota.
Al Franken,
the guy with the raisin balls that quit being. He resigned as governor.
Who are you talking about?
Not governor. He resigned as senator, U.S. senator from Minnesota, because of the sexual harassment.
Who are you talking about? Vance?
No, Al Franken. Not Frankenberry, the cereal.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Vance.
No, Vance looks like he looks like a pedophile without his beard.
A pedophile.
He looks like a pedophile.
Well,
so,
if Vance looks like a pedophile, what does the other guy look like? Was it
Joe Biden?
No, the fucking guy. What's his name? The coach.
Oh. Balls to the walls?
Balls to the walls.
No, Al Franken was.
They call him Tampon Tim. They call him fucking Tampon
Al Franken. Well, they were saying before tampons, women use a roll of toilet paper.
Why would a little kid, a little young man, need to have a tampon in his bathroom?
Why?
A 9-year-old kid, a 9-year-old boy.
Why are there tampons
in boys' bathrooms?
I did not have sex with.
I
Why?
did not allow to have tampons in boys' bathrooms.
There is no logical or medical reason for tampons to be in the boys' room.
Why are they there?
Not
This is
why?
a strictly Democrat issue, which is disgusting. And I think you guys need to you guys
I'm not a registered.
you vote for Democrats, so
You know what
you
it
need
is?
to.
They're pandering.
They're pandering
to the whole gay and LG
the rainbow shit.
XYZ cover. I don't even know what the hell that means. LGBT.
James, it's the rainbow, because if you just say the rainbow, it
All right,
covers
the rainbow.
everything.
Because that's their flag.
So there's fags, there's the trans, the freaks.
All right, let's abbreviate it to rainbow. Okay.
And that's what they want to be, right? That's what they like.
There's the neoliberals of the Democrat Party. The politically correct neoliberals are sucking up to the rainbow, just like they sucked up, years ago with affirmative action.
They took a whole month out of your life and called it Fag Month.
A whole month.
A whole entire month.
You know what else they did? The neoliberalism. If I apply for anything online, I can't find the word Caucasian or white anymore.
Why?
It says non. There's Latino. There's
non-white.
There's white, non-white. Well, there's all kinds of subcategories. There's no the
So,
word.
in other words, if you're an Italian American living in Brooklyn, New York, what would you pick?
Well, you're Caucasian. You're from Long Island. You're Irish American. You're Caucasian.
I am. What about you?
Well, I'm from. My family is from Europe. We're Caucasian.
Okay, so they're not giving you an option to put Caucasian. You're saying?
No. They went from Caucasian to white.
They used to say Caucasian, right?
They used to say Caucasian, which is what we are, and then they put white on the application. Now there's not even white.
So we don't exist.
It's like we're non-existent. Like, heaven forbid we should cry. We should complain about reverse racism.
Okay, all right. I see. That's why, James, they call Staten Island the red-headed stepchild of New York City, because they are red-headed Republicans of New York City.
That's what I heard.
And those Republicans that represent Staten Island, they stand up for their community. They really do. They stand up for them.
Yeah, and they probably don't allow any riffraff.
They don't allow any bullshit over there
to move into Staten Island.
No, there's no fucking migrants. I don't think at all. I don't think so.
They'll probably kick the shit out of them.
I don't know what the mayor says about that. The mayor's on he's already on what is it called? Hot Street, right? The mayor.
I know that in Newark, New Jersey, there's a little section called, I think it's called East Newark, and it's Italian. It's an Italian neighborhood. No riffraff from Newark would dare drive through or walk.
That's good.
That area, or else.
It's good. Well, you don't want them there. You don't want them.
It's almost like, let's say, the Bronx. Let's say that, what is it, Arthur Street, the Italian neighborhood in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Where they got all those great delis that make the big sandwiches.
Big sandwiches, right? Yeah.
Big, and it's like Arthur Street is protected. Like no riffraff can cause trouble on Arthur Street or else.
But James, what the main point of this is?
Yeah.
The Italians and the Irish, they left a long time ago. A long time ago. I mean, what the fuck is an Irish or an Italian doing on Arthur Street in the Bronx in this day and age? There's no reason to be there. It's stupid. It's nonsense. It's garbage. I mean, just okay, whatever. People live in there. It is this and that. I mean, they have the heritage, but you understand, right? But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the turn of the century, a lot of Irish Americans became cops.
I know. My
You know,
James, half of my family are cops.
they're and they walk the beat.
Half of my family.
They walk the beat. You know what I mean? They walk the beat. They had to walk.
Oh, seriously though.
They weren't in police cars.
They work in Rockland County. You know where Rockland County is? You know where that is.
Yeah, it's near next to Westchester County.
Well, it's on the other side.
It's on the other side. It's in Nanuet, Spring Valley.
So you got the Bronx, and you got the Westchester, and then you got Rockland County on the other side.
Rockland County.
So
West Nyack.
In Rockland County, my family has been in the police department since the 40s. Since the 40s, they have been there.
Yeah, there's a neighborhood. They have a black neighborhood in there.
No, well, they're not black. But it's a very dangerous area. It's Spring. Have you heard of Spring Hill? It's called. Rockland County has a lot of bad areas, and that's where my family, they have their police presence over there.
And I've been to the Palisade Mall in West Nyack.
It's an ugly area compared to Long Island. Long Island's way nicer if you compare the two, you know. But I don't know how it is compared to North New Jersey where you live.
I've been to Port Jervis, New York, and that was a shithole.
Oh, we don't like shitholes, right?
Yeah, they say, well, shithole starts out by poverty initiates the beginning of the shithole. I understand that. But you know what? I'm going to say something. When the Italian immigrants and even the Irish, when they first came over, they were clean. They were clean. Their neighborhoods
Well, they were white skin, right?
Their neighborhoods were spotless. There was no graffiti. There was no garbage.
They weren't spotless. You can't say that.
They didn't scrub their front porch? Or is that maybe exaggeration?
It might be.
Maybe my relatives were hitting a bottle and they were saying, "Oh, we used to scrub our front porch until it was spotless."
I don't know about that.
You know,
James, let me tell you a story about Italians. My grandmother told me a story about when she lived in the Bronx. She said she went out one night with an Italian guy. And he brought her back up to the apartment. And her father was looking out of the window and saw her with an Italian guy.
Okay.
And he gave her a kiss, and then she came inside. She said her father told her, "You know what an Italian is? An Italian is nothing better than a nigger turned inside out."
Okay.
And he then went to beat the shit out of her because she kissed him.
Well, in those days, the neighborhoods were kept pure.
Yeah, you couldn't mix at all. It was very hard to do.
Nobody mixed. You had the Jewish neighborhood.
What do you think about that though? Do you take advantage of it, or do you take what's it called, like
Well, it was the times.
That's how it was back in the days, right?
It was the people. Listen, people.
And then you know what happened, James? All these ethnicities, these white ethnicities from the city, they all moved out to Long Island. You know why?
Why?
Because the blacks and the Puerto Ricans moved into the city. and the whites didn't want to be around them.
Yeah, I think it was, what was that? It might have been the early 70s when a lot of Puerto Ricans came
It was
from
the 50s really started it, and then
from Puerto Rico, and then they moved to
yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
And they moved into New York.
And
You had,
and the blacks too.
you had Washington Heights, which is I guess Spanish Harlem, right? And
Man,
then they moved. Into
you know what?
Vermont.
On TV, they only show the South. Like the South was the whole thing. No, man, that's not true. There was a lot of shit going on in the North. And you probably remember. I don't remember. I wasn't born. But you probably remember, James.
I remember all the do nothing Democrat mayors of New York City that they didn't do shit. Like they like Abraham Beam.
Abraham Beam, was he a Democrat?
Yeah, and what's his name? John Lindsay. And during Batman series, they called the mayor of Gotham City John Linseed, like named after the oil, Linseed.
And that was the same years they had a lot of sex clubs, right? It was a lot of sex.
Yeah, but it was like
Dirty
dirty,
sex.
it was like a dirty, crime-ridden. There was a lot of pollution.
Did you think it was disgusting?
It was smoggy. It was like there weren't any environmental laws back then.
Right.
And there was a smog covering.
You know what my mom told me, James? She's around you. She's around the same age as you.
Yeah.
And she said on Long Island, there was race wars, and there was blacks against the whites in the high school.
There were gangs with. There's an old movie, but it's interesting because it stars a young Sylvester Stallone and Henry Winkler called The Lords of Flatbush, and they were a gang. They all have black leather jackets. They were white, they were Italians, and they were called the Lords. And there were gangs back then, but they weren't like when people think of gangs, they think of
like MS-13.
Yeah, they think of Salvadorian. They think of whatever.
Salvadorians suck, right?
But these were white gangs back then, and the movie's called The Lords of Flatbush, and it was actually pretty good. This is before Henry Winkler became Fonzie, and before Stallone. He was. I think he did some porno, Sly Stallone, in his early days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually did, and this was before he did the first Rocky movie. Did the Lords of Flatbush
with Hulk Hogan, right?
No, that was like Rocky 3.
Rocky 3
with Mr. T. Yeah, that was 3. I think it was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Is when he took Apollo Creed to the limit, but Apollo Creed beat him to a pulp, but he didn't go down. He didn't. It wasn't a knockout, and Apollo still won on points, and that's what set up Rocky 2. And and that's it. Rocky 3 was Mr. T, because what happened was Rocky was Mick wanted him to retire like undefeated, so he was slacking him off. He was slacking off, and he was setting him up to fight bums. They weren't contenders, so Rocky would coast through the end of his career.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And then Mr. T came along, and he was hungry and demolished him. But it was anyway. Different times, people spoke differently. They used different words for people.
What do you think was so different about that time compared to now?
Oh God, lack of technology.
Yeah. Do you think that's a pro or a con?
Well, you know, back then the holidays were a big family affair.
Right.
There was a lot of food.
Yeah.
Women at that time could afford to be homemakers,
Mm-hmm.
and when they were homemakers, they cooked and they
Well,
cleaned.
I'm trying to force my woman to stay home. I don't want her to go to work anymore.
Well, I'm just telling you what I remember
Well, I'm just
that.
telling you, my experience.
Well, if you can afford to be the breadwinner and you can afford for her to be a homemaker, and she's cool with that, by all means, I mean, but she can't be like a homemaker like my brother's wife who does
No,
nothing.
no, absolutely not.
You come home
Absolutely not.
like Ralph Cramden. I
No,
come
no,
home from a
no,
hard
no,
day's
no,
work.
no, no,
And I don't see nothing. No,
no,
they gotta.
no, that's not how it works. No,
That's not how it works. When you come home from work,
James,
you
I'm not
want
going to be taken advantage of.
you want to smell delicious food cooking
It
in the
doesn't
kitchen.
always have to be, but most of the time, yeah, I want some food.
Right. And what about your laundry?
But well, that's a given.
The laundry's got to be done.
I don't have to mention that. I don't have to mention that.
The laundry's got to be done.
I don't have to mention that. That's
and,
done. That's done.
And the woman does grocery
James,
shopping.
I've had
Grocery
this for
shopping.
years. I've had this for years. I don't say anything about laundry.
Okay, listen. Back then, okay, I granted we didn't have any technology, but we didn't know any better, But we had other
Well,
things.
what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, we had a rotary phone. We had.
I never used that. I never used a
had-
rotary phone.
We had well, you didn't use it because you're much younger than me.
Right.
Right. And it was a very simple life.
Right.
And my grandfather used to subscribe to National Geographic, and I opened it up. At that time, Star Trek was the
That's when Eisenhower was shaking hands with the aliens. That's
Star
back
Trek
then,
was
man.
in Star Trek was like in the late 60s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, Star Trek wasn't in the 50s. The honeymooners were. No. I saw the first personal computer.
You know what was in the 50s? Gorgeous George, right? The wrestler.
Yeah, and Nature Boy Buddy Rogers.
The real Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers.
You know what he was?
The real Nature Boy.
You know where they found Buddy Rogers? He was a cop in Camden, New Jersey.
No, he wasn't. Really?
He was a cop in Camden, New Jersey.
He was a cop.
Yeah, he has like a Polish last name. That's where.
They were all Polish back then.
That's where freaking Alex the Beer Master.
In New Jersey.
No, he's not far from Camden.
Alex the Beer Master's from New Jersey, right?
He's from South. He's near Philly. He's from South.
Yeah.
Where? Bart Robinson. And Alex are from.
Alex the Beer Bitch.
The Beer Bitch. He's from southwestern New Jersey.
Southwestern New Jersey.
Yeah, well, suburb of Philadelphia.
He says, what is it called? Cherry Hill or something?
There's Cherry Hill. There's Mount Holly.
But he always wants people to come pick him up. He doesn't like it if you can't pick him up.
You know what he wanted?
He wanted Ronald
Theriot to drive him all the way up and hang out
to Brooklyn
with me and go by Michael Komaroff's house, and then he expected Ronald to go all the way back
and take him back
to South Jersey to take him home. But that would have put Ronald way out of his way.
Ronald wasn't planning for that at all.
No.
And then why would he be? Like, come on.
Well, he's not. Alex.
He's not all there, right?
Alex is Alex.
He's not all there.
Yeah. Alex is Alex. But we had. Yes, we didn't know any better for not having technology, but we had a simple life. it was. I think kids were under a lot less stress, a lot less. They had time to be kids. You know, you could go. We went out.
Oh, you know what it
we
is now? What I discovered
Yeah.
is me acting as an adult. And whenever I come across kids, I always give them the benefit of the doubt, and I let them do anything that they want to do. You know, it's like, and I'll be watching them. I'll be watching them from a side. You know, but just let them be themselves and do their own thing. And don't yell at them. You know, because from what I see, a lot of times the problem is it's not the dads, it's the mothers. They yell at the kids, and they scare them.
Well, I played 2 videos based on what the damage feminism has done.
It's terrible, terrible.
It's like, you know, women have become,
Yeah, women just need to stop. They need to stop it.
you know, because of feminism.
Feminism is a terrible thing. Terrible.
They blame the man for everything.
Oh yeah, and the man is the guy who's supposed to be in charge of the family. In charge, number one person here, right?
But they're very.
And he's being put down here. James, look.
But they're very
down here. God, what?
Well, they degrade it.
We can't work that way. We can't work like that.
They're degrading the men.
They're degrading the men. They're degrading the men.
And what I like to know is where. I think I know why, but where did the women learn to be so entitled? They're entitled to, like, all they have to do is put on their cosmetics and look real pretty, and they're just entitled to everything.
The cosmetics.
And you know why they're entitled? Because men give them this power.
The men have given up. Is that why?
No, they just get showered with attention and validation. You know, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you.
But James, would you say the men at this point have just given up?
Men have given up on dating because they just can't take the. It's not pleasant anymore. It's horrible.
Not pleasant.
No, they can't. First of all, they can't find a girl that's worthy to settle down with, because
now a lot of these girls have an OnlyFans account, right? Which is like, how can you take them seriously if they're giving it away, giving at least images away, right, to other men while they're trying to go out on dates with you, right, as a man.
And let me ask you a question: Are they asking for like donations when they're on?
I don't know about that.
Fans, are they getting like? Yeah, they want men to.
But they're asking for money. I know
they
that.
want men to Cash App them and PayPal them.
Yeah.
And send them money so they can wear.
Why?
So they can wear their lingerie or bikinis or nothing.
This is disgusting, James. This is the end of Western civilization, I think.
And what's with these girls? Why do these young girls have to get fucking tattoos?
The tattoos, man.
Tattoos.
It's so disgusting.
You know, and you just picture a poor father that has.
She comes home with a black man, and tattooed up the ass.
And tattoos, and she's got the trampy tattoo,
on the back. Yeah.
The lower back, and and then.
And then the black boyfriend.
And the guy's underwear is sticking out, and he's got back.
Yeah, like his underwear is like up here, and yeah. Oh man.
Like somebody,
honestly, I feel really bad for those fathers.
Like somebody,
I really do.
He looks like somebody's giving him a wedgie.
Like you can take his underwear and just pull it up his butt, but you're not gonna do that. You know why, James? Because that would be racist if you did that. It would be racist.
That he'll say you're guilty of a race crime.
Guilty of racism.
Racism. But you know what? I tell you one thing. That father has every right to say, "You're not bringing
This poor fucking this poor guy. This poor
you're not bringing this boyfriend in my house."
Well, they have to, James. They're forcing him to do it.
No, it's my house. I'm
No,
paying the mortgage.
it doesn't matter. They don't care.
Ain't coming to my house.
They don't care anymore. They don't care.
What are you gonna scope out my things? And
These guys are getting into the family because the white girls, they love it. They love it. They love it, man.
Yeah, but the father.
They love the black dick.
If it's his house,
James,
it's his
why
rules.
do you think my wife is not white? It would be great if I could have a white wife, but I can't.
Yeah, but you
Because
don't want to
they're all whores. They're all fucking whores. They love black guys. I'm telling you, James.
They could love what they want. The father
It's
is
disgusting.
the boss of
It's
the house.
disgusting.
Is the boss of the house. But you know what's gonna happen? You can yell, you can nag them all you want. They're gonna go out and do what they want. The girls are gonna go out and do what they want, and they're gonna wear the.
That's what I'm telling you.
They're gonna wear the hoochie clothes and act like
They're gonna act like the hoochie mamas, and then they're gonna have the baby daddies. They don't care. They don't care because they have. You know what the problem is, James? They have no spirituality. They have nothing.
And they're gonna get. And guess what happens when they're going to get knocked up. And when they get knocked up, guess what they're going to do? They're not going to get an abortion. They're going to keep the baby. So, and guess who gets stuck?
Not always.
And guess who gets stuck raising
the black man? Black man.
No, the mother and father.
The mother and the father. Yeah.
Well, the mother is going to get stuck because I know somebody personally whose 18-year-old daughter got pregnant
by a black guy.
I have no idea. And she had the baby, and guess where the baby is? She's with her mother. The mother is helping her daughter take care of the baby. She says, "Guess what? I'm a grandmother." Oh, your grandmother? What do you mean? Your daughter got married?
James, that's how it is, man.
My daughter didn't get married. My daughter got pregnant.
No, they don't get married anymore. They don't get married.
Oh, so she's having the baby, and guess what?
James, you know, nobody gets married. Nobody gets married.
Nah, you know what? Getting married means the man's got to.
This and that.
No, the man's going.
You know what it means? It means stepping up, being a real fucking man. That's what it means. I don't care. I don't care what you're gonna say. Some fucking feminist bullshit.
Yeah, but the woman has got to ask the man.
Yeah,
Do you want to be?
I know. But I'm telling you what it is, James.
You're cutting me off.
I'm not.
The woman's got to ask the man. Do you want to be a parent? I'm pregnant. You want to be a parent? Oh, you don't want to be.
You don't want to be with a whore.
Well, then he should not be forced to take financial responsibility.
Yeah, well, he's not forced to do anything. He's forced to get married. He's forced to be a real man and do something with his life.
You know what happens when the man gets married today?
That's the problem. Everybody is looking for the way out, including the men. Including the men.
She gets a lawyer, and the judge tells.
I don't want to hear it.
The judge tells her you don't want to hear it. The judge tells him that he's got to pay a ridiculous amount in child support.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, and take care of your dick. Don't fuck around too much.
Well, yeah, but hormones win.
I mean, if this is where you're gonna leave it, James, I don't want to hear it. It's stupid.
Well, what you're talking about is life in America back in the early '60s and '50s.
Well, that's a better place to live. Then right now, where do we live right now? What is this? Where we live in? It's
You know how many?
sucks.
You know how many?
It sucks.
You know how many? You know how many dudes were taken to the poorhouse because they had a kid today? They had a kid.
Yeah, but that's today. Not you. You just said 1950s and 1960s.
Well, you had a man who can find a good
They were
job.
real men back then.
Well, he had a long-term, full-time job, and the company
Mm-hmm.
had him usually for life, and he
Yeah,
retired.
whatever it is, whatever
You
it
know,
is.
it's a different life. It's different.
Why is it so different now? Why?
Economy. Well, the economy doesn't allow for people to have a family structure anymore. You
Why?
know,
Why can't? Why can't I have a wife working or a homemaker? Right. Right. I go to work. She stays home, and she plays mahjong with the other women in the neighborhood. Why can't I have that?
You wanted to play mahjong?
You know what mahjong is, right?
It's like a card game of some kind.
Yeah, it's a card game that the women used to play.
Like canasta and bridge and
It's a game that the women in the neighborhood used to play that. Because that's how it was back then.
All right, listen. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's possible for your wife to be able for you to be able to afford to have your wife as a homemaker.
You don't know what mahjong is, right?
Mahjong is what they all stick dildos up their twat. What is it? It's a I don't know. I saw it on Seinfeld. The mother, Estelle Costanza was playing mahjong with her friends, and she went mahjong. She smacked something down on the table. No, what I'm saying, see, you have a skill, you have a career, so there's a possibility, strong possibility, that your wife can be a homemaker and you are the breadwinner. But a lot of guys don't have the skill, the career skill like you have. So if you're making good money and you can move anywhere in the country and you can get a good accounting job, then yeah, it's possible for your wife to be a homemaker. You know, is she a good cook when she wants to be?
Yeah, she is.
All right, there you go. There you go. And look, even a chimpanzee could learn to use
they dance, right?
No, a washing machine. How difficult could it be to
all right. So I'll tell you, she's great with that.
Okay.
She's great.
Well, if you're
I have nothing to complain about.
If you're making the bucks, and there's another thing. Look, you're not the only one. I've dated a Latinas in the past.
They're good. They're good. They're good.
Not just a few of them, several. And let me tell you, their upbringing, the way they are,
they're very respectful.
They're passionate. They're affectionate.
It's like James. Like where did we go wrong? Where did the white American women go wrong?
Well, first of all, feminism.
What happened to the point where we can't even think that they're a good partner anymore? They're not even a good partner to us anymore.
No, they go with the baggy pants and the underwear sticking up.
Yeah. They want the black guys. Why? And you know what it is? The men have fallen prey to it as well because they don't even say anything. The white men, they just accept this as a reality.
Well,
when they're women, their white women are
well, they complain.
They're being sucked away.
They complain. The white women complain a lot, and all they do is go shopping, and they like to spend.
But what are the white men saying? Nothing.
No, they're being enablers.
Yeah,
they're enablers. They're not saying anything.
Remember what I sent you the other day? That spreadsheet talking about men in what was it? Men involved in beer geek shit. A bunch of beer fags.
Oh, that guy was a real dork.
Yeah,
The
what
way he was saying,
they were saying that women in the beer groups deserve special treatment or this and that.
can't say certain things to the women in the beer group.
I thought immediately, let me send this to James. Let me send this to James.
Let me tell you, that guy was not acting like an alpha male.
I don't know what was going on in that. I hope that wasn't Eric that put that there.
I would be very surprised.
I hope that wasn't Eric Fraunfelter.
That would be the pussification of the American male. I mean, if that was him, I would be very disappointed. Not shocked.
I think I told you I didn't want to make it public, right?
No, we didn't.
But to actually tell you the truth, I think let's ask Eric Fraunfelter if he has any part in that, because I'm curious.
Send it to him.
Well, it's already there. It was in the group.
Say, who is this pussy? Being acting so politically.
Send him a message. Send Eric Fraunfelter a message.
You send it to him.
I can't send him anything.
Politically correct. Who is this wimp being so politically correct?
Yeah, what's up with these fucking bitches, right?
I mean, this is why getting away from the Latin woman, because a lot of Latin women like to date Latin men. They're not into white guys.
You know why though? No, that's not. Actually, a lot of Latin women are into white guys because we treat them good.
Well, yeah, I was told one time by some Puerto Rican that that
Puerto Ricans don't count.
They prefer their own kind.
Puerto Ricans don't count.
Yeah, they won't.
They're very dirty, Puerto Ricans.
They won't take care of you and cook and clean and say, honey, how was your day? Can I give you?
They're not like South Americans. Puerto Ricans are a different breed.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
They suck.
Take care.
They suck.
Well,
they think they're a big shot because Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. So they think that they're better than everybody else,
And what is this election they have where they can choose?
They don't have to They don't have to pay taxes.
They can choose Commonwealth status,
James.
Or
let me tell you.
Or is it statehood?
They don't pay taxes as long as they don't vote for the president. So Puerto Rico, they don't pay income tax and they don't vote for the president. That's how it works. That's how it.
But could they apply for United States welfare, social services?
Yeah, that's totally different. But when it comes to voting for the president, they can't vote for the president because that's the deal that they made.
Oh, it's a Commonwealth.
It's a Commonwealth, and they made a deal. They don't pay income taxes. Puerto Ricans don't pay any income tax.
Now, a lot of American guys are going for Filipinas because
they're pretty, right?
They're very pretty and they're very devoted.
They are. Yeah, that's how my wife is. That's how my wife is.
One big drawback: Philippine. Once they hook up with one, then they want you to take care of their whole family.
Yeah. You got to be careful with that. I have seen that happen.
They want to bring the whole family over.
But I'll tell you, James. Good girls. Way better than any American girl. Without a doubt.
without a doubt.
And that's a damn shame. It's a damn.
want a
That is a
tarot?
damn fucking shame.
You want a tarot card reading from the artificial intelligence? Yeah.
Not really.
I know. I'm only busting you. I know you were going to say no. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna.
Yes, James. Why are these girls? Why do they suck so bad?
I don't know.
Why? Or maybe it's why do they suck so good, right?
You know how it started. The man-hating lesbian feminist movement.
And then why do they say we like black guys instead of white guys? When did that happen? That was during your time, right?
I'm trying to remember when that trend first started, to be honest with you. Let me think. The 90s, maybe?
It's disgusting, right?
It was the 90s. I think it was the 90s.
And then James, then we wonder where we went wrong. You know?
Listen, political neoliberal PC and neoliberalism is what started that whole thing where you can't say the wrong thing to somebody. You got to walk on eggshells. Racism, bigotry, blah, 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 blah.
Well, they would say that you're from the South. And you never want to say you're from the South because you're from the North. But they try to compare you with like the KKK. It's not the same fucking thing. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
give me a break.
Let's say, okay. Back in the 1990s, I had to go to unemployment office, and I signed up for the workforce program. So I had to sit down with a career counselor because the government gives you like $4,000 to go to school. No more than that. So the guy told me, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Mr. Madonna. If you were a female of color,
but they didn't say of color back then, right? They said black.
Well,
the of color shit only started recently.
Well, they said if you were a black or Hispanic female,
right. There was no of color. That's a new thing.
That's a PC. That's a liberal thing.
Yeah.
If you were either or, especially if you had a kid, you qualify for so many.
Especially if your kid was of mixed race, right?
Oh yeah, they said you qualify for so many more government programs and job training. We would even give you money to start your own business.
Nice.
I says, guess what? He says, guess what? You can't get them now because you're a white heterosexual male.
Right.
You are at the bottom of the barrel.
Plus, you're a Catholic.
Oh, forget it.
Forget that.
Oh, we're even lower on the ladder.
Down here, like a rat. Or a rat.
Like a rat in a sewer.
Well, that's why you have Mayor Adams over there. Because he's black.
Yeah. Now, if you say, yeah, but, and in a way, actually, I did say it. I says, you know what? That's reverse racism. And he says, oh, it's not.
They don't care.
He says, not possible. It's impossible. So why is it impossible for reverse racism to exist? Why is that? Oh, it's not possible for a white person to complain about racism.
Right. Well, what was he?
He was white.
He was white. That's the saddest part, right?
So what do
you
you
have
mean?
you have your own people. They're against you.
I says,
why?
Yeah, but
Seriously, James.
I says racism.
Why is your own people are against you? Your own people.
Right. Correct. Well, I thought
because he has a government job and you don't. You're paying for his job.
He got
lucky. He got lucky. He got a government job.
Steady with good benefits.
Yeah, man. How much do you think he's gonna pay when he goes to the dentist? He's not gonna pay that much. How much do you pay? How much do you pay when you go to the dentist?
Too much.
You pay way more than he does because
Yeah.
he is a little mommy and daddy, little boy, and you take care of him.
He probably has a
But you're being nice. You're being
he
nice, and
probably
you're not.
he probably has a pension waiting
He's got
for
a
him.
way bigger pension than you could ever dream of, James.
I can never dream of.
And
So
you're
it's
putting up with his shit.
So it's like I always thought racism.
You're putting up with his shit.
I told him racism is racism.
He doesn't care. He doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear
Why
it.
is it impossible that a white person is the brunt of racism? Why is that impossible?
Why is that impossible? What do you say? What do you say?
You know what to say.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's why, James, the only real New Yorkers you're ever gonna find these days, they're not in Brooklyn. They're not in Queens. They're most definitely not in Manhattan. They're on Long Island. Long Island is the only place you're gonna find real New Yorkers.
And maybe Staten Island.
You know why? Yeah, that's true. Staten Island.
They relocated.
That's true. And you know why that is, right? You know why that is? Because the Irish and the Italians, they don't want to live in the ghetto. So they left the Bronx and Brooklyn. They left those bad neighborhoods a long time ago. They moved up to Rockland County. They moved up to Westchester.
My grandparents.
They moved out east to Long Island. That's where my family.
My grandparents.
But they never forgot about this. They never forgot about the city.
My aunts and uncles and grandparents originally lived in near Hell's Kitchen in Lower Manhattan.
My family is originally from the Bronx. My family originally, that's where they settled at.
And then, long story short, they all moved to New Jersey.
Why didn't they go to Long Island?
I don't know because some of them went to some of them went to New Jersey, and then in order to be near family and relatives, they gradually.
So my family, they set up base in southern Bronx. In 1965, they all left. Some of them went out to Rockland County, and then that's like my distant family. Then my family moved out to Long Island, and they set up shop there. From the Bronx to Long Island, and that's
Nassau,
Suffolk County, South Shore, and that's where I have my roots. And I'm the only one that ever decided to move out to Florida.
Oh, so you weren't far from the beach, really?
No, not at all. Anybody who lives on Long Island is not far from the beach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Jordy,
hey.
Jordy, if you want to come on, I sent you the link, Jordy.
He's probably drunk.
Yeah. So so they left, and
So all right. So what I was gonna say was, my family, they're all Irish. I'm Irish, so 100%. They all became cops in the city.
Yeah.
Because that's what Irish people do. They were all cops.
That's what they did.
Not anymore, but back in those days they did.
Yeah, they had the shillelaghs. I mean, the billy club.
Yeah, they used to hit people with them.
Yeah, they used to hit people with a lot of them. Yeah. Right on the skull, the shillelagh.
But if they ever saw a drunk Irish guy, they give him a break. They take him by the neck and they say, "Go home, go home," instead of whacking him.
Well, if a drunk is not causing a problem or doing anything wrong, he's just being drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not committing a crime.
But it was actually a crime in the city to be publicly intoxicated.
What do they call that? Loitering or something?
No, it's called public intoxication.
Public intoxication.
It was an actual a real crime. They probably don't do
So-
it anymore with the Venezuelans and shit.
So
They
if
don't
you're
care.
like staggering in a
Yeah, if you're like, oh,
and you're walking,
they can take you by the neck, right? But that
well, they had
that's back in the old days, though.
yeah, but the old days they had something called the paddy wagon.
They would throw you in the wagon, right?
The paddy wagon, yeah.
And they didn't charge you; they just threw you in there for the night. Yeah,
Sleep it off.
these days now it's like, oh, you got a DWI and it's on your record for like 20 years.
Yeah, sleep it off. Yes, sleep it off, buddy. Sleep it
And
off.
Jordy doesn't care. He's from Scotland.
What about intoxication? No, they're not. They're not.
They're all fucked up over there.
Yeah,
Not
don't
drunks.
care. Don't care. I'm from Scotland. Don't care. Don't care.
Jordy produces some of the finest
music.
Techno oriented songs, and he does a great job. And especially that girl that works for you that goes ooh.
Yeah, who is that, Jordy?
Thank you. Oh, that's a wait. What song are you talking about?
Is that an employee you have?
That's a Scottish
No,
girl.
no. If you're talking about Lucid Dream, that's just an AI chick. That's an AI thing.
AI. Oh, Jordy. Oh, you let me down. Oh, man.
I know, no, but the songs before then had real chicks singing in them. Give me a little love.
All right, Jordy. Now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but the Lucid Dream stuff had an AI chick singing in there. I wrote the lyrics down. I've not got any woman to sing for me, unfortunately. So I went, okay, I'm gonna try this AI shit out, and it sounded pretty good, to be honest with you. Yeah, James, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, how you feeling? How you still exercising? You still working out?
Oh yeah, I've got. Hold on. I'll show you the
Oh. You should get like one of those pull-up bars that fit in the doorway. Oh, you got a pair of dumbbells. Oh, you got new. They're new. I never saw those before. Yeah, you gotta go slow, especially when you lower them. When you lower them, you gotta go slower. 5 kilograms. Oh, cool. Now, 5 kilograms. I know 10 kilos is 20 pounds, right? 10 kilos, I believe, is 20 pounds. 5 kilos it might be 10 pounds. Are they 10 pounds? I gotta look it up. Yeah, with those dumbbells, you gotta go like really slow. Even if it's like 15 seconds coming down, you gotta go really slow, because you know why? Because they're lighter. But if you go slow.
James, can you do me a favor? Can you make us all widescreen? Okay. My eyesight.
Oh.
There we go. Boom. That's better. There we go. Yeah. Did you see my dumbbells? 5 kilograms.
5 kilograms. Yeah.
That's I've got.
Yeah,
that's what I use every day.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta do. You could do the century system. If you don't want to go slow, well, you could go slow. Going slow will give you good results, but you can do a century system where every body part you work out once a week, but you do 100 reps. So you'll do like as many as you can until to failure. Then you put them down. You take a little rest, and you go back, and you just keep on banging them out until you reach like 100. And then once you get to 100, then you start going slow. Do them slow. Hey, Sid. We had some. We played some really good red pill videos earlier today, and we had a nice red pill conversation about how white guys are not dating white girls anymore because of how they are, how they became because of feminism. Anyway, at 5 kilograms body sculpture. So yeah, just go slow. Count 15 seconds coming down, and 1 and 2 and
15
3.
seconds coming down. Okay, hold on.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, just don't go so fast. And that's how you build. That's how your body produces human growth hormone. You gotta do slow reps.
Oh Jesus!
No, you'll get there. You gotta follow like a program.
Yeah, you gotta do up, down, straight, up, down.
Oh, you're talking about Ronald J. Terrio. Oh, he's sleeping. He goes to bed at 8 p.m. Sid.
What
He's up at 2 a.m.
Louisiana beer reviews?
Yeah, he's up at he gets up like 2:30 a.m.
He gets up at like 6 in the morning. He does the Dawn Busters.
Well, he does Dawn Busters.
Yeah.
At around 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Usually, well, Dawn Busters is 5:30. 6 a.m. is the sun starts coming up. He does it in the dark. And I think it's 5:30. I think 5 or 5:30. But he gets up at like 2 or 2:30 a.m. And he goes to bed at 8. I could never do that. I just love the nightlife. I love the nightlife. I like the boogie.
I like the boogie.
Yeah, I'm nocturnal. I'm like
James. James, you are like me. I'm a night owl. I'm a night hawk. I've always been like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Arr! I'm a wolf.
Hungry like the wolf, or Duran Duran. Hungry like the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, you got your nightlife lights on in the background.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, they change color.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a night owl. Like I'm awake when the night comes. I'm awake. That kind of stuff. No.
Yeah, you're nocturnal.
Nocturnal. That's it.
You're nocturnal. Will? Who's Will? WILL. Who's Will?
Will? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know where these people are. I only send the link out to people. Oh, him.
I don't know who Will is.
He told me he's not interested in coming on the show in
Chicago
for a long time now. Yeah, he's. You're talking about Mick Von Raven. He told me today. He blew me off. He says I'm not interested in doing any live stream shows.
Okay.
You know, he wants to get laid. He told me he just wants to get laid.
Hey, we all want to get fucking laid. I want to get laid too.
So the Scottish girls' vaginas probably look like very pink, right? Like boiled ham, very pink.
Wait a minute, you got me thinking about vaginas. Stop that.
All right,
What are
I'm
you
sorry.
looking at? What are you looking at? Now, go back down. Back down.
Yeah, he was. Mick was very abrupt with me about, blowing me off about coming on the show. All I did was I asked him, "What are you doing tonight? You got a rock concert?" And then he sends me a reply, I'm not coming on the show. Oh, jeez. He jumped down my throat. Oh.
Oh, I gotta be quiet. I gotta be quiet. I'm being too loud. I'm being too loud. What time is it?
Who said that?
Oh,
Who said you're being too loud?
okay.
Oh.
It's 4:40 a.m. I'm being too loud. I gotta be quiet. James,
Oh, okay.
James, I'm gonna say peace, love, and happiness.
Yeah, I'm gonna close out the show.
You're gonna close off the show? Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night. Adios. Adios.
Thank
you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good night.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, man. Okay, everybody. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Sid, Ragantooth. I want to thank Jordy, Kinnamon. I want to thank Daryl Messias. I want to thank Rockin' Paul Anthony Mantia. I want to thank Ronnie Simpson. I want to thank Masumi from Japan. I want to thank Gabriel Solias from Buckeye, Arizona. I want to thank you all. Until next time. All right. Have a great Sunday and early part of the week. This has been the first show.